Yes, people, welcome back to another episode of Real Ball Talk. Hope everyone had a blessed weekend and is doing well. What are you saying, Rash? How you doing, my bro?
Alhamdulillah, bro. Just happy to be here, Just gonna go through the weekend's shenanigans.
Yeah,
Um, Sunday, mixed emotions. It's something that I kind of thought would happen, to be honest. But yeah, we'll get into that a little bit later, man. Just happy to be here.
yeah, man. No, definitely a lot to get into. And what are you saying, Jeff? How are you?
Yeah, I'm all good, man. Good weekend of football, interesting stuff to talk about for sure. Good game yesterday, irrespective of the result too. So yeah, let's get into it, man.
Yeah, man, 100%. First thing, first, people, you know what to do. Smash the likes. If you're new to RBT, subscribe to the channel. We've got Jamie on in a sec, who's a big United fan. So he's going to be coming on with a lot of smoke. We're sure. So looking forward to having him on the shortly. And obviously, big up also our guy Jalil, who's not able to make today due to a um, work event after work. So he did let us know. He's very glad that he couldn't make it, but he will definitely be here later on in the week for our next show. So let me just read out some early comments. Big up Chris, business only, with the laughing face. Big up Chris. Hope you're good, my guy. Hey, that's what we want to see today, man. A lot of man were talking about a lot about coming to OT and getting a result. Boy, hey, you're right, bro. They were, and it didn't go well. It didn't go to plan. It didn't go. It didn't go to plan. Didn't go to plan. Didn't go to plan. Still. But yeah, let me read out the next one. It's from Duncan saying, "I'm here for it. Let's go." Big up Duncan in the building, man. And big up Falak in the building saying, "Hello, gentlemen, John, Jeff, and Rash. And where is Jalil?" Like I said, Jalil is at this work event. He's actually got a statement that he would like me to read out. So I'm gonna read this out in a sec. Um, and big up Score Seven saying I'm back again. Big up the man them first time watching Friday and absolutely love this show. I can tell this channel is gonna go far. Hey, big up to you, man. Score
Appreciate
Seven.
you, bro.
Appreciate
Appreciate
you, bro, for real, man. Big contribution on Friday, so much love for that. So yeah, man. Like I said, James gonna be on in a sec. But let me read this statement out from Jalil. We got already 8 people in the building. Smash the likes. So Jalil, I hope this comes across the way he wants me to say it. But he said everyone was waiting for Arsenal to lose, and I understand why. We have shown progress, but I honestly believe Arsenal fans are scared of backlash from other fans, United fans, so they can't say what they really want to say. Gutted to miss the show. I pray everyone as well. I have to say this: F United, the Glazers are laughing right now. You're off their backs for a bit.
you.
So that was the little statement, a little indirect that Arsenal fans saying they're scared of backlash. I think it's
hmm
I think he's saying that
Interesting.
a lot of Arsenal fans actually predicted Arsenal not to win, and he's saying that was because they were fearful of the social media backlash. So, what do you man got to say to Jalil's statement first of all? Given none of us predicted Arsenal to win.
Rash, you want to go first?
Well, a prediction's a prediction, and I go with what I think personally is going to happen next. I can see that United was on an upward trend. I can see that Arsenal, we're playing very well. We're top of the league, but at the same time, Old Trafford is that fortress that we can't seem to crack, and we ain't cracked it for many years. So I'm just going by that trend as well. Okay,
Yeah.
what's the likelihood to see that Arsenal are going to beat Manchester United at Old Trafford when they haven't done it for so long, and also go against the fact that Man United are on the rise because they just come off the back of 3 victories, So you just have to kind of weigh it up and just think, okay, do you know what? I think Arsenal might take the L this time, but I don't want to say they'll take the L, so I'll say they'll draw. But in
Yeah,
my head, and
yeah,
as you lot know, that I said, look, I think that we're gonna lose because of these reasons. So
yeah.
yeah, whatever, Jalil. Do you know what I'm saying?
Now, obviously, I'm sure Jalil said his piece to us already, so I know he's probably indirected other Arsenal fans. But when we get to the player ratings, he's got other opinions on some Arsenal players that he feels are already let's say, a little bit untouchable from criticism that he thinks it need to be cooled out in it. So that's just an early one for you, man, to start thinking about that. Big up Lewis, big up everyone, and big up Ivan Tony especially. He's cold player, cold hat trick. Don't lie, Jalil don't want to come on. Nah, never that. He wanted to be on. He literally called me today at work. He wanted to be on. Hey, Rash, big up. How do I forget how to spell my guy's name?
Yo, Shakai, big up Shakai in the building.
I want to say Shaiki for some reason. All right, sounds so retarded. Big up Shakai, man. Hope you're good, my guy. Can't wait to hear this week's conversations, bro. Well, we'll see, man. We'll see what today's saying. And I can already see my guy in the back. I'm gonna add him soon. All the way from Jamaica. Big up Cheese. All the way from Jamaica. Big you up, my guy. Come on.
You up.
That's cold.
I know. How's the weather over there, man? How's the weather?
Definitely better than it.
I'd say we'd win 3-1, then we lost 3-1 for fuck. Hey, you stuck your neck out, bro. That's what happens. But everyone, our record at Old Trafford is baffling. 1 win in 14 years. That's horrible. But they know when they come Emirates, they're going to get smoked. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing. At the Emirates, Arsenal usually do well against United. That's the thing. But let's head to the chat, man. Come on.
There he is.
Hey, sorry about the lateness, lads. Sorry about the lateness.
Minor, bro. What you saying?
You know.
Come on, laughing.
I come to see what the comments are saying and what everyone else has got to say in it, because I'm not gonna lie, I was hearing a lot of talk before. All this 5 in a row, title contenders, Rashford is done, Sancho's done, Martinez is too short, Varane's over the hill, all of that talk. So now I'm here. You get me? I just want to hear what the man has got to say about that performance, innit?
Boy,
you had Jalil's statement first.
No, I want to hear this because Jalil's not here. Coincidentally, the guy who was giving it the most talk is the one guy who's not here and happens to just have a meeting or something.
So he's got a work event, innit? Like after work. But he did call me today, Jamie, to say that he wasn't there in it. So let me read out his statement again. But he essentially said, everyone was waiting for Arsenal to lose. We have shown progress, but I believe Arsenal fans were scared of backlash from other fans, so they can't say what they really want to say. Got it to miss the show. I have nothing to say. I hate to say this. I have to say this. F United. The Glazers are laughing right now. You're off their backs for a bit. So,
Okay. I don't think anyone's off the Glazers' back. I don't think this changes anything. There were still protests at the game. Even when we were winning 3-1, they were still screaming Glazers out. So I don't think this is going to change anything other than just change the mood around the club for the player-wise. And in a sense, the fans, because honestly, the way we started the season, crazy. I don't think anyone predicted we would start like that. Even without the signings that we were looking for. I don't think anyone did. So to come back to win 4 in a row, to beat Liverpool and now Arsenal, it's happy days. And I think Jalil planned this, man. He knew he was going to lose. He planned this from last week, I heard. I heard he got his excuses in early. You know, like them guys who do crimes and they have an alibi all set up.
Wow.
This time. He knew what time it was.
Big slander, bro.
Nah, you know what? Jalil even said to me that he's legit thinking of doing a show tomorrow just himself. For anyone who wants to smoke him. Hey.
Oh, he must be catching the most corn.
He must be.
If you want to do a solo show.
Let me read out some comments, then we'll get into the game properly. Falak saying preach, LOL. Rashford is done, yeah, he's far from done, boys. We'll get to Rashford in a sec. Big up Ed saying, "Side, did you guys really expect to win?" I mean, to be fair, I said we'll lose, and then Rash and Jeff said both said draw or United win. So, and that's not even because we're being pessimistic. I think, boy, we know what it is, Old Trafford. United played so horrible, but they were clinical. We weren't. I don't get why our glory chances aren't falling to Jesus. I mean, he scored that Saliba chance and Odegaard chance as well. Oh, okay. If that, I think you mean if they fell to him, he would have been them. We'll get on Jesus. He was dropping a bit deep yesterday. I can't lie. But we'll get onto him. Arsenal held us smoking, and Jalil is hiding. Boy, I can't lie. That statement from Jalil is a statement. The statement is not doing its job. I can't lie. Just saying XG champions. I mean, boy.
That's a good one.
Oh my God. That's funny.
Well, yeah, listen, people smash the like. I mean, we'll start with. Let's start with you, Jamie, first, man. Obviously, as a United fan, obviously you'll have seen a lot of Arsenal fans saying we played better. We played better. You guys sat back, did nothing. You got lucky. Like, so what do you have to make about that? Because I think you guys were in that, to be honest.
Yeah. So, in all honesty, the better team was probably Arsenal throughout the whole 90 minutes. If we're being honest, you had more of the ball. You didn't create that many chances. The goal, the disallowed goal, and I think it was a Martinelli header. Odegaard had that chance. I'm not going to call it a chance because he hit it towards the throw-in, so I don't really think that counts. Yeah. But really and truly, the save I saw De Gea make that was a save of note was the save from Martinelli's header. I've been saying this to these about Jesus. Jesus, this guy, whoever that was that just said the chances should be dropping to Jesus. I don't know if you go back to all the Arsenal games, he's been missing one-on-ones. In every single game he'd have played, he's missed an easy chance in every game.
He's never ever been clinical.
Yeah, he's not clinical. So to sit there and say that if them chances fell to him, he would have scored them. No, I don't think so. I think Jesus done what Jesus does, man. He was picking up the ball deep in good positions, running with it, driving out the defense, causing problems, but he was not there where he needs to be at the end of the day. You see Haaland, look at Haaland's goals from the weekend. The guy scored a hat-trick in the 6-yard box.
Yeah.
Basically. Do you know what I mean? That's where Jesus should be, and that's why he never stayed at City, because he's not that guy. So, yeah, with that, and with the thing about us not having that much possession and whatever the case may be, I saw a pundit, I can't remember who it was today, talking about, this is not the Man United way and blah, blah, blah. There's been plenty of times under Arsene Wenger, not just Wenger, but other managers, other teams have come to Old Trafford and dominated the ball, and we beat them on the counter-attack. That was the great thing about Alex. So Alex, he could adapt. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So all that talk about, we have to be on the front foot in every game, blah, blah, blah. We're 5 games in with a new manager and new players. Are we really expected to be Man City on the ball? Arsenal, you'd have had Arteta for how long? He's brought the players in that he wanted. Of course you're going to have more of the ball, but it's the same story of Arsenal. This has been going on since Wenger. You have the ball, you just don't score the goals. You take too many touches around the box. And like I said to these lot, ask them in the group, what did I say to you lot? When you lot start losing and Jesus doesn't take them chances, everyone's going to get on his back again. And everyone's going to say the same thing about Arsenal. So that's my Arsenal point. For United point, we didn't play great. Rashford scored 2 goals, got an assist. He didn't even play great. Antony scored a goal. He didn't play great. Nobody really played great. It was just a solid team performance, dogged. And we got the job done. That's all we needed, really. It wasn't. I don't think it was a statement performance. I think you lot had more to prove than us, if I'm being honest. I think you lot this is the first big test you've had. You played Bournemouth, you played Palace, you played Leicester, Fulham, Villa. No one of note did you really play. We're the first team that you played, and even us, we won 3 in a row, but the beginning of the season wasn't great. So we was your first big team, first real test, and you lot failed it. So yeah, I can't sit here and say, we dominated you guys and we brushed Arsenal and blah, blah, blah. But we done what needed to be done. And we're only 3 points behind you after a shocking start. So, boy, I don't know. What did they say about us? If you lot are title contenders, what are we?
Yeah. You see, you know what? That's the funny thing. That's how quickly everything can turn. The mad thing about United is the first 2 games of the season legit feel like they were last season. That's how mad it is. And I think those 2 games were what Ten Hag needed to say, I can't make these guys better. Some guys need to get dropped. And for dropping Maguire, Luke Shaw, Ronaldo, big calls. You have to give him credit for that. It's not easy dropping Ronaldo. And he looks like he actually has kind of accepted it. Which is good for United. So, but let me get to you, Rash, because obviously Jamie's saying that, Arsenal's first big test that they failed, and on paper you can't argue with that. I also think United were better than people gave them credit for. I mean, people literally made it look like they parked the bus, and I actually thought United started the game very well until the disallowed goal. And I think after that they panicked a little bit because they said, "Oh, we can't leave them space behind. Let's retreat." And then they literally got Arsenal the same way, which was very strange, the high line that Arsenal got done with for the second and third goal, because there wasn't really much of that before that, which was strange. It's almost like they got carried away thinking they could win. So what did you think? Did you think what a draw was a fair result? Did you think United edged it because the Arsenal defending was poor? Like, what did you think about the game?
All right, so I thought it was weird. It was weird because Arsenal had so much of the ball in the first half. I was expecting United to do what they normally do against Arsenal, which is come out of the blocks but pin us back the whole way from the first half by probably scoring the first goal and then keeping us pinned back that way. So I thought the first half was quite a good performance. There was quite a few chances. I think the disallowed goal was a pivotal mark in the game. I think that's when Arsenal really put on the intensity in the game. And United kind of seemed nervous about what was going on, but they was holding their line. They were holding their line quite well. Martinez had a great performance.
Yeah.
Like I thought, like he wouldn't be able to like manage it as well as we originally thought when he was coming to Arsenal. We thought he'll be able to handle certain positions, but not centre back. And he's been able to show that he's actually a really good centre back and someone who's willing to take the game by the scruff and lead that back line, even though he's not captain. You know what I mean? So well played to him. But it's just mad. Up to about the 65th minute, I just think it was mostly all Arsenal. Then Arteta makes a weird change after we gone behind 2-1. And I think that's where it falls. I think he just panicked and went into a all out attack when in reality what we was doing was actually working. And if we continued, maybe we would have pulled it back, and you know what I mean, and we wouldn't have get caught out with just two centre backs and everyone else is just attacking. So but well done to Rashford. Not trying to say he's got a couple goals in a couple games now. And,
saying it through gritted teeth, Rash.
Yeah.
Well,
no, do you know what I mean? Do you know it's just hard because he didn't really do much that game, and he showed much of the type of body language that he's showed from over a year. Do you know what I mean? And but when the chances came to him, he took it, and you have to be ready for Rashford because you can just switch on straight away, and then when he switches on, he's one of the best forwards there is in the Prem. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you gotta always be switched on in the Premier League, and that's a little lesson for Saliba and them. But Jesus, I thought he had a really good game in the creative part of play. Do you know what I mean? But it's just, yeah, like Jamie's correct. He's got to be in the right place at the right time. He's got to be able to have those shots that he's known for as well, where he would shoot and other people would take an extra touch. He seems to have been infected with the Arsenal take a touch to the goal line kind of thing, and it's just for him just to get back on his shooting because it was working, But you know what I mean. Sometimes good teams lose to shit teams, innit? And you just have to brush it. You just have to brush it off and just keep it moving. Do you know what I mean? And you have to you just have to take that one. You know what I mean? And then just move along and onto the next.
Hey, that was nicely dropped in at the end.
Simon was excellent.
Before I get to Jeff, there's quite a lot of comments. So let me read out a few. Score 7 saying Antony did nothing in the game apart from score. I don't know what Gabriel was thinking. Man's a seller from National Wholesale in Jamaica. Damn, Gabriel holding a corn there.
Oh my God.
That ref was abysmal. Varane and Martinez didn't get booked. I think McTominay was playing. I think McTominay got booked for that wrestling move on Jesus, but that was actually just the yellow, if we're being honest. I think Antony is good. It wasn't amazing, but he has a lot of potential. Yeah, for the first game, he showed some good flashing signs. It's hard to, in the first game at Old Trafford, it's hard. We need a goal-scoring Cam. Odegaard is good, but he doesn't shoot. Dominic Sobolasi, that's the guy from Leipzig now, isn't it? Is he still at Leipzig? Yeah, would have been perfect.
Salzburg, I think. Sorry.
Oh, Salzburg.
Yeah, Salzburg.
Yeah. I thought he went Leipzig.
No, I mean to Leipzig. I think he moved from Salzburg to Leipzig.
Yeah. I saw Odegaard hold a lot of corn online yesterday. He was holding hella corn online. Fabio Vieira looks promising, by the way. Arteta should ship him over here in Jamaica for 2 weeks, eat some yam and dumplings. Maybe that's
Oh,
what it needs.
No,
Rashford, it's hard for you to say about Rashford. Nah, Rash is always out here for complimenting the man. He didn't find it hard at all. United beat Arsenal on the counter from Duncan, like we have always done. The good thing of note for me is Arsenal had us under pressure and we didn't buckle. Last season, we lose that game. Probably so. That's a good point. Falak saying, I'm going to say it again so you read this. Maguire can go suck eggs.
Yo,
Hey, I mean, Maguire,
Nah.
he put in a good display when he came on. So just like a sabotage thing.
bro.
I'm just saying, Rash is so salty that he's making like my lips dry. Hey, nah, man, Rash is salty at all. Bruno passed assist of the
that's
season.
wild.
It's only 5 games in, so you
Only
might
five
have
Nah, that KDB one,
I
though.
was thinking the KDB
I'm
one.
not gonna
Yeah.
lie, the KDB
I was
one.
thinking the KDB one. Yeah, that was a joke. And obviously, yeah. So 10 people still smash the likes. All right, Jeff, man. What are you saying about the game still? Because, like I said, Odegaard was holding hella cool. And there were even some people saying that Jesus played like a Lacazette with Brazilian vibes.
You don't know I've been saying this as well. You don't know I've been saying this.
Saying that as well.
Say
So,
this. But
and I think that's one of the things that Jalil wanted to say today that he says in his player ratings when I read them out earlier. This guy's got me out here.
he agrees.
Fam. He's got me out here reading scripts. But what are you saying? What are you saying, Jeff?
First of all, good game. Entertaining game. United won. They did well. Congrats to them. Yeah, I'll say that the game was like first 10 minutes. You're thinking, ooh, like how's this gonna go? Because United had us pinned back.
Yeah.
The energy was up. 80,000 fans screaming. Now you kind of know where that's going in it. So when the disallowed goal happened, it kind of like stifled the game a little bit. Like United kind of realized that all right, there's a game on. Like we're not just playing like a second league team here. Like we can come back into it, and we did. For the next 20-25 minutes, that was all us until I'd say on the start. Say Eriksen was man of the match. He was man of the match. He was the best player on the pitch. Because when all of those attacking players, that the ones that are highlighted, when they aren't necessarily firing, he's the one who can go under the radar and pick the right pass. Like that's what he did. That first goal is him. Because that pass turns, it took out 4 or 5 players. So now Gabriel has a decision to make. Do you stay or do you make the challenge? I actually don't disagree with either decision you would have made, like, because you've done the right thing. You got your man. Like, the ball just kept going, unfortunately. So then Zinchenko overcompensated. He tucked too far in. That's what happened. So that's why Antony was so free and even was able to hit it left foot. He didn't. If Zinchenko stays where he is and stays in shape, even though Gabriel has kind of messed up the shape's still repairable. So if Zinchenko doesn't overcompensate, Antony has a harder time getting that shot off. He'd have to shoot right-footed, or he'd have to cut back, do some kind of trick, lay it off to someone. It wouldn't just be as easy as I'm going to walk onto it and kick it and stroke it in the corner. So that kind of like changed the half, because if it was 0-0 and we were going in, I'd say we're confident to probably go and win that game because we looked pretty good on the ball. Like it wasn't like the normal Arsenal performance at Old Trafford, where it's not that good, if I'm honest. Like even last year we played, was it like 3-2? But it was a useless game, if I'm honest. The game was rubbish last year.
Both sides as well.
So like us, we came out in the second half. We done well for the first part. Scored a good goal. The thing about Jesus, like I understand like the criticism, but then the other side is we just didn't carve out too many clear chances. So if we had 16 shots and 3 were on target, a lot of our best chances were just messed up. Like the Odegaard one, it should be a chance like on the scoreboard, a clear-cut chance. It ends up being just a moment. Like you shot and we ended up recycling the attack. That's how bad the shot was. And then Saliba's half, what was it, like a head? Was that a shot? I can't even remember what it was.
Yeah, where it felt him in the box and he tried curling, but he leant back too much.
Another thing is that same thing. So like even that Jesus, like the actual goal, Jesus was where he was meant to be. Dallo just tracked. Like it got cleared and then Osaka went and scored. So I understand when people say Jesus is not clinical. Yeah, in Premier League history, he's not clinical. We know that. Like he's not a Harry Kane. I would argue and say who is. Like how many strikers are clinical nowadays? There's how many hybrid forwards. That's the new thing. Haaland is a one of one. Of being a typical old school number 9, all about goals. Even this goal, was it yesterday they played?
Yeah, on Saturday,
Saturday, sorry. That goal is a Haaland goal. Like, not many other people score that. So, like, I understand the criticism and it's the internet. Like, we know what's going to happen. Like, if you lose a game, you're going to get cornered in it. But all in all, he played very, very, very well. He is probably our best player, I'll be honest. Because Varane and Martinez, although they did pretty well, like that's the best centre-back pairing United have, by the way, by a country mile. But like when you look at what he was doing, he was dropping deep when he had to. He ended up dropping too deep, maybe second half. But first half, he was dropping deep when he had to. He was holding it up. He was winning fouls. He was doing everything that you would want your number 9 to do, like more than a Lacazette. Like Lacazette, that was one of his stronger points. But he'd be gassed out in 22 minutes every game. Like he'd be tired, and then you're just looking like, all right, you've done this 2 or 3 times, but then when it gets to like 55th minute, he's nowhere to be seen because he's exhausted.
Yeah,
like Jesus kept that up for 90 minutes and did well. So I'm not mad at that at all.
I agree.
I think he played really, really well. Odegaard, I thought for 70 minutes was kind of Eriksen versus Odegaard. That was kind of the game to me. Like who was picking up the better areas, who was getting in pockets, who was finding the right pass. And Odegaard was doing really well, but you see he went off because I don't know, he must not be fully fit or whatever. From that McGinn tackle. When was that? Was that Monday or something? I don't even remember. Was it Tuesday?
Was that the midweek game on Tuesday?
Yeah. So he came off, which probably hurt us a little bit. Him coming off because everything was going through him as well as Man United were doing defensively. Like on the offense, he was the guy we were looking to, which he always is, to be honest. And then Eriksen kind of won that battle in the end because Eriksen was just playing out of his skin. But so 3-1, it's a fair result. That's how it should have ended, to be honest. Because when we went to attack and we got punished. Like the Arteta changes, if I'm being honest, you can't even see what he was trying to do because we conceded 1 minute later. Yeah. Like the changes were made in the 74th minute. Man United scored in the 75th. So just to say that he made a big mistake, we don't know. Like the mistake was made a minute later. You don't know what changes or what effect those changes really would have really had. All in all, man, good game. You could see that we were missing like a Partey because as good as as promising, I'll say not as good, as promising as Lokonga is in certain areas, it's just experience. That second or third goal, I think maybe it was a third goal. It's him who lost the ball.
Yeah, the second goal.
Second goal, sorry. It's him who lost the ball and pretty cheaply. Whereas Partey, if you have a DM of real quality, United have more work to do defensively because he turns you more. Like whilst it was getting to Odegaard and he was doing it, if you do it from where Partey is, then you've got more space to really attack someone like McTominay, who actually had a pretty good game. But we played to his strengths a bit too much. He was able to be physical. If Partey plays, Odegaard finds better pockets, and then you see if McTominay is really McTominay. And we know I don't like McTominay at all.
Really McTominay? What does that even mean? Who's McTominay? Oh, I was going to say, because McTominay's not that guy. So the real McTominay.
Yes, he's that guy, but now we have to give him credit. He's not doing bad right now. Obviously,
he did it right. But Casemiro would have come on earlier.
He will be dropped very soon. He will be dropped very soon.
As soon as Casemiro is fit, then my man's out.
Once he's up to speed,
he'll be dropped very, very soon. And that's That's even another thing. Obviously, Casemiro played like the last 20 minutes and something. So he's
And
not
he played well.
Yeah, but you expect nothing less. He's a class
Yeah,
player. He's a class player. So let me read out some of the comments before we get into player ratings. I don't get when we get in the final third, we take too many touches and the opportunity goes. Odegaard is passing when he should be shooting. Yeah, a lot of people said that. YO in the building. Hope you're good, my guy. Saying Arsenal to win the league. I know you've been saying this, bro. I know you're trolling though, but you did say Arsenal would challenge. So maybe you're not trolling. The game shows that we needed to sign Pedro Neto. Saka had Malacia on toast. Imagine the 70th minute we're taking off Saka and putting on Neto. Malacia would be finished. Yeah, that's a fair point. Definitely for squad depth. We definitely spoke about that. Jesus' strength. Big up Shade and hope you're good, my guy. Saying Shade. Jesus' strength is crazy. It's been defenders' class. Hopefully starts getting some more goals with the amount of chances created. Yeah, hopefully. Big up DJ in the building saying 6 down, 1 blip. Very promising football. We go again next week. First blip of the season. Partey is our most important player. He keeps the team ticking. Look at the midfield when he's playing. Look at the difference when he's not. Yeah, that's very true. A lot of people were getting onto Lokonga as well yesterday as well, saying he wasn't good enough. Partey is a real miss for us. His levels above our midfielders. Still top of the league. Will Arsenal finish above United? We'll end it on that one, Lewis, so don't worry. In terms of changes, every manager hopes or thinks the sub is going to make a difference. You don't know what will work. You just got to trust the player. Very, very true. And Duncan saying the issue with the Arteta changes, as it was too many too fast. The team looked confused. Also, that high line was crazy with the pace United had. Yeah, that high line, I still don't quite understand why it just went so high. I think for the second goal, obviously, because Lokonga lost it, United, they did play it very perfectly there from there. I can't lie. The way they played it to Eriksen, his pass around the corner to Bruno, and then Bruno's pass to Rashford was perfect. I was trying to pick holes in what the defense could have done, but that pass was so good. Like, as soon as he played it, Rashford is gone. You can't catch him there. And that's one thing I would say about Rashford. I don't know if you might agree, but he's like, he needs to play left and he needs to be utilized the same, similar to how like Son is used at Spurs. I'm not saying he's as good as Son, but even Son, you see, look at him now. Look how he started the season. When you limit Son spacing behind, his effectiveness as a player goes down drastically. And I think Rashford is similar. You give Rashford proper spacing behind, and he's pretty lethal. I can't lie. So I don't know, man. I don't know, but it was a good game for him to get the 2 goals and the assist. The assist was nice.
No, I hear that. I agree with that as well. Actually,
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think in games when Man United are pinning back a team and they are the more dominant team with the most possession, I don't really feel Rashford adds a lot to the game.
It's not his game.
But yeah, you're right. When he can get in behind the defense and has a lot of yardage to cover, knowing that he can outpace them, he's very cool when it's come to him one-on-one, when it's him and in front of the goal. A lot of players, by the time they run that length, they would have kind of gassed out, probably lost their bearings a bit and probably like fluffed it. But he's very cool under that sort of pressure. I think that's what he's good at. I think that's his game.
Yeah, that's his game, man. So if you're not just tailor depending on the game that they play. Obviously, some games Sancho will be more suited. I expect Antony will be the man now that starts every game on the right. And then the left, I think it'll be a case of alternating between Rashford and Sancho when Martial is fit, if he gets fit again, and then some games will probably rotate between Martial and Rashford up top. So United have options now. Even Ronaldo as a sub, all of a sudden that's a great sub to have. all of a sudden that's a great sub to have. So there's some good depth there. So, but yeah, let's get into player ratings, man. Let's start with United first. Obviously, I'm going to read out Jalil's ratings as well. So yeah, Jamie, I'll start off with you. We're just gonna do one player. So De Gea, what are you giving him?
6, 7. I don't know. Is maybe a high 6 because he didn't really do much. There was nothing for him really to do. Like, you didn't really test him. Like I said, there was the one Martinelli save. The Martinelli finish for the goal. Couldn't really do much about that. That was a great one, even though it didn't count. The Saka goal, couldn't really do much about that. It just fell to Saka. He was out of position. Nothing he could do about that. I don't really remember. I think someone had a volley from far or a shot from far and he just caught it. I think that's the only other save I can really remember him making.
I think that was Vieira.
Vieira, innit? I thought it might have been
yeah.
Vieira, yeah. It was good techers, to be fair. But, yeah. Other than that, didn't really have much to do. I want to say one thing about the hair, though, man. It's obvious, I think, to everybody now that he's not going to be the number one goalie for much longer. I think for this season, yeah. But I think going forwards, even, like, for instance, I don't even rate Ramsdale that much, yeah? But he can just clip the ball over to the wing back or to the full back. The Gea can't do that. He just can't do that.
He can't.
So when you can't do that, it just kills us.
Yeah,
The confidence of playing up from the back, we don't have it. So we have to boot it long. And like you said, we have Rashford up there, Sancho, Antony. None of them are really expected to win headers against a back four like Gabriel and that. Do you know what I mean? So really and truly, the ball just comes back to us unless we win that second ball. So I think after a while, Ten Hag, if he wants to dominate the game, I think every other manager's kind of found that out with us as well. If you want to build from the back and dominate the game, it's essential that you have a goalie who can do that. And for me, De Gea just can't do that. As good as the saves that he does make.
No, I think that's facts only, to be honest. And I think Ten Hag is going to try and replace him next summer. It'll be interesting to see who he goes for. One guy I think that Man United should be looking at maybe is that Milan keeper. What's his name? Magnon.
Oh, yeah. The black brother, innit? French guy,
he's pretty hard. I can't lie. He's pretty hard, but who knows? I mean, Chelsea might be going after a keeper as well, the way Mendy's playing. He's plays for a little while.
I think the Brighton keeper's decent as well, though, the Sanchez guy, and he's quite young.
He's excellent on the ball.
He's good. He's a very erratic, but he's good.
Yeah, he's a bit erratic with his saves, but on the ball, he's calm.
He's calm, man. That's why he's ahead of De Gea.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is.
They don't get looking. They don't get looking.
He can't pass in it. Now
you know what I'm saying?
Now we get why. It's a bit mad, but that's how it goes.
Makes sense.
6 for the Gea. Rash, Dallo.
6.
I think that's harsh. I think Dallo had a good game, man.
I think, do you know what it is? I think he had a better game than what he normally does, and that, to me, he normally plays quite bad. So I think he had, So I think
he's been decent this season. This season he's been decent. Come on, man.
Like, he's done some good things in a game. Might be 1 or 2 things per game, but it takes him too long to find that rhythm. You know, that put in that good ball. He puts in about 1,000 shit balls and then puts in maybe 2 good ones on the head of the striker, and the striker should have scored and they didn't. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I just think he had an above average game to me.
Can I say one thing though? Sorry to cut you, bro, but I just want to say, going back to a comment that someone made, they said that Saka had Molasse on toast, which I don't agree with personally. But if that's the case, tell me what Martinelli done in that match other than the goal he scored that was given offside. I'm giving for a foul, sorry. What did he do?
First half, he had Dallo going the other way. Second half, he was under lock and key and under Manners. He had nothing.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? So you have to give Dallo some credit, man.
No, Dallo stinks. Like, I think, I think I was saying it last week. Dallo stinks. Like, even when you were giving us corner about the right back, that I even said, I don't care who it is, it just can't be Dallo. Like, that's how much I don't like Dallo. But you done your job. Like, Martinelli has started the season very, very well. Martinelli has been doing really, really well. He looks like a more complete player. He had him on the Manners that second half, especially.
Yeah, it was a game of 2 halves. First half, he was under pressure.
Yeah, Martinelli did nothing the second half. All he could do was go back. Like, he didn't even really go at Dallo. So I think Dallo might have deserved a 7 or 8. I'll be honest.
I would have given him a 7, to be honest. I did think he was good, especially that second half. He played very well, kept forcing down Martinelli down the line, but then anytime he tried cross, intercepted it every time, which is great for a fullback to do. But yeah, man, we'll go with Rash's rating of 6. Obviously, people drop your comment in the chat if you agree, disagree. Hey, let's drop a comment, smash the likes too. Jeff, Varane.
Give Varane a 7. Like, Jesus did really, really well, but Varane and Martinez, I think they both did quite well, because that even though we didn't factor any real clear chances, they probably had something to do with it, really, because Like Jesus didn't really find much space in the box. He had to do a lot of his work 30, 35 yards from goal. So that means they done their job, right? So yeah, I'd give him a 7. I think he did well.
7 for Varane, I agree. Jamie, Martinez.
Yeah, I'd go with a 7.5. I agree with what Jeff said with Varane. I think from what I've seen in the first couple of games, especially with Che Adams and what Jesus done, I think they kind of struggle with someone who drops deep. I don't think any of them are, at the moment, confident enough to step out with a player and win the ball off them. So I think if you play it to chest height, head height, they're winning stuff in the air. But I think when you play it to a guy who's good at holding up, I think they've been kind of struggling. Because if you see yesterday as well, Che Adams as well, yesterday, was it yesterday the game? Yeah, it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Damn. Jeez, I don't know what. But yeah, too much celebrating last night. But yeah, no, yeah, when the ball comes to the chest, I think they have a problem with players holding the ball up. I don't think they're too great at that.
Yeah.
So yeah, other than that, going in behind, I don't think you'd have had really a sniff, to be fair. Going in behind. So yeah, I'll give him a 7, man. Nothing too spectacular. But at the same time, as much as you don't have the ball, you didn't really do much with it. So I don't think you really tested them as much as they could be tested. And plus, you're not really a in the air kind of team. So that kind of football, we knew we weren't going to get that kind of game anyway.
Yeah, no, to be fair, I think 7 is fair. But I do think Martinez on the ball is excellent.
Oh, great. On the ball, he's what we've been missing.
Yeah. On the ball, he's excellent. And I think, like you said, to be fair, a lot of teams, if we're being honest, don't really play in the air. There's only a couple of matchups, maybe like the likes of Mitrovic's and stuff, where you say, if he gets exposed in a situation. And then again, Mitrovic is winning a header against most man.
Exactly.
Let alone Martinez. So even if he gets beat by a Mitrovic, you can't kill him. But his strengths, I think, are more on the floor. He's aggressive. I thought he had an excellent game, to be fair. So yeah,
it is for him, man. Like he maybe looks now he makes or he takes the pressure off of someone like McTominay.
Yeah, the passing out the back.
Yes.
Because McTominay, because you're looking to him when Martinez or someone isn't playing, you kind of look into McTominay, even though you know he can't do it. Like, bro, find a 10-yard pass and turn a defense. When Martinez is doing it, it's like, all right, we'll let him do it. He can step into midfield and then go back to defense, and McTominay can just do what he's doing and just be a brick house.
Yep. Yeah. Usually Martinez bypasses McTominay with his pass.
Yeah.
For good reason. For good reason. Exactly. For good reason. For good reason, bro.
No, shout out McTominay, man. Big up Thomas in the building. Feels like Dallo has been at United for years. He has, you know.
Mourinho. Remember Mourinho said he was at
Yeah. Big up Shane saying all I can hear is hella excuses from Arsenal fans. Hopefully not Arsenal. Be as fair as possible, you know what I'm saying? Fella saying Rash is just being salty. Trying to drink some water so the saltiness goes away. I don't think that'll work.
I know on your case.
Rash is not even. Hey,
he hasn't even said that much.
Wow, I'm keeping quiet as well, bro.
He said we were shit, bro. I heard that.
I'm not one to rub my mouth after I got boxed in it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? We lost in it, so I can't say too much.
You're that guy that when you're walking away from it after the box, you're walking away, pussy. You're that guy.
Malacia was poor. We should have got a penalty. Says Scorsese. He took down Saka in the box while touching the ball. Paul Tierney is as corrupt as the Jamaican refs. Hey, now big up the Jamaican refs, man. Big up the Jamaican refs, man.
We love fly kicks. And
big up the gaffer in the stand saying Jamie's having a beer. Nah, man. Jamie, what do you do, Jamie? Only the top whiskey, only top whiskey, man. Come on. That's funny. But yeah, all right. So Malacia's next. Let me see what did Jalil give him. Let me see what Jalil gave him. He gave him
every player. Yeah?
He did every player, and he
read out the ones as we go then.
Yeah, so Jalil's done so far. He's done De Gea 7, Dallo 6. So he agreed with Rash. Martinez 7, Varane 7, and Malacia 7. I'm happy to give Malacia 7. What are you man saying? I'm calm with that.
Yeah, it was a good back and forth him and Saka, man. Like Saka, like from an Arsenal perspective, I like what Saka was doing. Like it looked like the old Saka a lot. Like he was testing the fullback. Like he was mixing it up well. Like he might lay it off, he might take it line, he might come inside. But then Malacia at the same time was doing what he was meant to do defensively. He was tracking him well. He was holding him up. So yeah, 7 works, man. I'd say Luke Shaw is not playing in that team again.
Ever. I don't want to see him or Maguire. I don't want to see them again.
Oh, do you know what I did like about the United defense? They were playing very strong. It was very physical. Like they were on top of the Arsenal players. And I think with the backline that they had playing against Arsenal, the reason why it has to stay like that is because they're quite vulnerable when they got the others, when they got the Shaws in there, and when they've got what's his name?
Maguire.
So I think they definitely need to keep it like that, because that level of aggression is what's needed in the backline. They need to be feared, and obviously no one doesn't fear Maguire because they can look left and he's going left.
Did you see when he came on? Did you see when he came on? I think it was like 20 seconds. The first thing that happened is he got turned, he got spun, and he had to bring him down.
Bring him down straight away. It was disgusting.
Even that one where he touched Nketiah in the box, he didn't even need to touch him, bro.
One of them, if that's another ref, one of them, I don't know if it was the Nketiah one, it was the other one. I was like, bro, this could be a pen. Like, what are you doing?
Bro,
who was it on Saka? Was that on Saka?
It might have been Saka. You might be right. Yeah, that was madness.
Yeah, no, he's a sabotager still, man. He played against us, I can't lie.
Yeah, playing against you. Yeah. All right, Rash, McTominay.
I hear you, Rash. I hear you. It hurts me too, bro. McSauce.
Do you know what it is?
He
wasn't having it. He was trying to be Roy Keane yesterday. He wasn't having
taking
it.
No bad ups.
Like,
no, he wasn't
taking none of it, bro. I just obviously in midfield you gotta have that, innit? You gotta love that as well, innit? And it helped them. I don't know how, but it helped them. They won 3-1, innit? So I'll give him like a mid 7, low 7.
Okay. I would have given him a 7-2. Anyone? Any madness? I think.
And the only reason why I'm saying this is because look, Arsenal was so dominant for long periods of time. It's not like United did much to show anything. It was mainly Arsenal hitting the ball wide or doing something rubbish at the end of the attack, or them losing the ball for a few interceptions and then getting the ball back straight away. It was like that for a long period of time. So that's why I'm trying not to overrate the United players just because they won, because for a large portion of that time they were pinned back and they didn't really do a lot of good defensively. They just got in the way.
Oh, come on, man! Sorry to cut you, bro, but I feel like
just got in the way a lot of the time.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like you're not giving the credit that's due, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, who said that football is just a possession game?
It's not. It's not. But I'm saying
doesn't mean you're the better team, bro.
It's true, but what I'm trying to say is that it's hard to judge players and say how good they played when they didn't have the ball at their feet for the majority of the time.
It's what he done defensively, though. It's what he done.
Yeah, I know, and that's what I think defensively. Like, he was aggressive in that, and that's why I'm giving him the 7, because other than that, they just got in the way. They got in the way. They got in between the gaps, and that's what happened.
Yeah, but you didn't do anything with it. I saw him rob Odegaard and them guys a lot of times. Like, you didn't really create much.
And that's why he got the 7 for his defensive work. That's why he got it. And I can't give him more for anything on the ball. He didn't really do much on the ball.
It's the backhanded compliment at the end where you're saying that basically you lot played rubbish rather than we played good in defending wise. You know what I'm trying to say? You said basically that, you know what? We got the ball into these good areas and then we were rubbish in them good areas rather than we shut you down. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what it is? Because there was 15 shots and we got like 1 in every 5 on target. We really did flop ourselves. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
If the role was reversed and you lot were the ones to have gone away with the 3-1 win under those circumstances of us having all the possession, I think you lot be calling it a very good result and a very good team performance.
Yeah, it's definitely a good. It's definitely a good result. It's definitely a good result. It's definitely a good result. But look, we've done that many times. We've done that against Liverpool. We've done that against City before as well. Where we've just sat back and we've beaten them.
And you've won. Yeah? And you've won. When? How many times have you beat Liverpool? How many times have you beat Liverpool and City in the past few years? Not many, bro. Don't even try that.
I'm not saying many. I'm not saying many, but I'm
We-
saying,
we-
but
we-
that was the strategy. But that was the strategy when we did win, and we couldn't say we played well, we did good. It was a good result. Well, we was resilient. We held the fort at the back in
I
order
can't
to
remember the last time you
counter-attack.
lot beat City or Liverpool in the league. I'm not gonna lie. I think you beat City in the FA Cup or something like that.
Yeah,
But
we'll be seeing
I-
the FA Cup. Yeah,
I can't
Yeah,
remember the last time you beat any of them in the league and
it
getting
may
3
have been
points.
the FA Cup. It may have been the FA Cup, but I'm just saying when we did beat them, that was the strategy, and we couldn't say we played tremendously well. It's just that we did our job. We held the fort and got them on the counter, and you get me. But it was a great result. If we had got that result and we just was defensive for majority of the game, I'd say that was a great result, because who would have thought you guys was gonna come off with that, like the way the game was going? You did well.
yeah. No, 100%.
McTominay still stinks, but he played well.
No. He does, but he's been playing well these last few games as well. Like Dallo.
Yeah, we give our dues here when they're warranted, man. No matter who you are. That's what we know. What I'm saying. So now, big up McTominay. We get to 7. Smash your likes, everyone. Let's get to 25 likes minimum. Jeff Eriksson.
Best player on the pitch, 9. I'd say a 9. 10 implies that completely flawless. Yeah, like I don't know if he was completely flawless, but he was excellent. Like I don't know what I think. Like before, he was just kind of being used anywhere to kind of find where he fits best in this team. Like this little 6-8 role he's playing, where he's like picking the ball up deep and threading passes and doing what he's doing there. Yeah. Made the whole team better. That might go down as the sign of the season when we get to the end of the season. A free for a proven Premier League player.
Yeah. I agree, and it's funny because in one of my group chats, I was saying that with the way Eriksson's playing, it's not even that he's having to dominate the whole game, but every time he had the chance to show his class, he did. And I was saying that was my only issue with Xhaka. As a senior man in that midfield, he's now more of a number 8 rather than the number 6 kind of role that he played before. And I can't even lie, I didn't see much. I saw him do the simple stuff that he does on the left-hand side, where he keeps the balance, he keeps the ball rotating. But bro, I need more from a number 8 in this type of game. I need to know you were playing.
Let's call it what it was. Xhaka was poor, man. And
yeah. That's what I was saying. Bro, like
I don't expect. We can't expect Xhaka to be Eriksson, though. Like,
no, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it kind of made me think straight away. Like, why did we not upgrade this position? Why did we prioritize getting a backup cam? Let's not deny Fabio Vieira is a backup cam. We prioritize that over getting a starting number 8.
Well, that's a real conversation we need to have. We could probably have it after this.
Boy, I don't know, man. I don't know, because I know like some of my guys were killing Lokonga, and I see why in aspects, but he was getting, even Twitter was calling him. Lokonga and Odegaard were the 2 most criticized players for Arsenal yesterday in social media, which I don't know.
Yeah, the Arsenal social media antics are horrible always.
Yeah, that's true. All right, Jamie, Bruno.
7.5, 8 maybe. He played well, man. He played well. He didn't lose the ball as much. He was pressing at every opportunity. The assist was crazy. But I think it depends on what you want to look at. Do you want to look at the defensive side of the game, or do you want to look at purely just he's an attacking mid, so we're just going to go by the attacking side of the game? Do you know what I mean? So I think if you go by both, I think 7.5, 8. I'd say 7.5, 8.
Yeah, I would have probably given him a 7, but I did think, again, I think Eriksson's helped him and McTominay, because now Bruno can just make the runs in behind, pick up those pockets. Because at the end of the day, he played a part in all 3 goals. He picked up the pocket for the first goal. He then set up the second goal with a fantastic through ball. And then even the third one, he was the one out wide that played the ball around into Eriksson. So he contributed in every way. And I've noticed the last 2 games, Bruno's been playing as simpler, which is all I think most people have asked him to do. If you just try those attempts that he did yesterday 3 or 4 times a game, but the rest you keep it simple and you use your energy, because no one can doubt it. He's energetic. He's got mad fitness, press. So I like how he's played the last 2 games. I have to be honest. So I think it's positive for United. So I would have given him a 7, but 7.5. I'm not mad at that. What are you man saying?
Yeah, I probably would have said 7 myself, but 7.5, 8, I can see it. Like he did do well, man. Like it seemed like he's got like a little new lease of life, man. Like he's running, like his running stats must be one of the highest. Like he's not even like really on the ball that much. It's just that when he gets on the ball, you know what he can do. But he's looking good, man.
He definitely is, man. He definitely is. Let me see who's next. I think Sancho was next, and Jalil gave him a 6. Said I didn't know he played. So what are we saying for Sancho, Rash? Do we agree with the 6?
You're on mute, bro.
Yeah, man. I think there's a lot of 6s, and I think a lot of people are getting a bit lucky out here. Do you know what I mean? Because a couple of men would have got 8s, they would have got 7s, and a couple of men would have got 7s, they would have got 6s. But
would you have given Bruno a 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would have gave Bruno a 6, and I would have gave Eriksen a 7 because he cheated, and I just don't think that's right.
Step back. Let's not roll past that bit. Let's go back a bit. He cheated. What does that mean?
Straight cheated. Do you know what I'm
How
trying
did
to
he
say?
cheat? Yeah, no, how?
The way he fell down on that Odegaard challenge, which prevented.
So that wasn't a foul. So he come through the back of him. I want to say 2 things here. Number 1, it's a blatant foul. And number 2, you have Xhaka who does that in every single game at least 10 times.
Oh, the way he drops like that.
Drops every single game.
Okay, all right. Now that
and he gets a foul every time.
I agree with that. If you do it and you get the foul, then yeah, well done. You got the referee. You did what you're supposed to. But the referee said that's not a foul. And what it is that I don't think is that VAR have the right to call for soft ones like that. If it's serious ones where a red card should be discussed, and that's what it's supposed to be, then that's when
it's not just that.
pull it up.
If there's a foul leading up to a goal, they will get involved. Do you remember McTominay when he slapped Son by accident and they ruled out that goal as well for us?
So I remember.
Yeah.
All right. So I know they get involved in the build up to the play, okay. But what I'm trying to say is that was not big enough for you to say, ref, you need to overturn it, because sometimes with those challenges, sometimes the ref gives it, sometimes they don't. Especially this season, because the refs have been a lot more harsher with those type of challenges as well. I've seen so many players try to do that Xhaka move, the Harry Kane turn and drop on their belly. Do you know what I mean? And not got away with it this season. So the fact that VAR, exactly, that's the fact that VAR for that they should step in for something that the ref has been allowing from the beginning of this season. I just think that was a bit. I just think it was a bit shady.
It's only because it led to a goal. In other instances, when they're letting it run, if it doesn't lead to a goal, they're not going to get involved. They only got involved because it led to a goal. And if we're being honest, I don't think anyone here can say that that's not a foul. He came in from behind, put his foot around him, didn't touch the ball, and pushed him in the back. It's a foul, bro. Whatever way you want to look at it, it's a foul. It may be soft, and it may be, back in the day you could get away with it, bro. It's a foul every day of the week now. If that happened in the box, you'd be calling a foul as well. You'd be calling a foul if that happened in the box.
I guess the conversation is not even about the foul to me. It's just about the VAR treatment. 1 minute. Like, did you anyone hear Dermot Gallagher speak about it?
No, I haven't. I was going to listen to that. What did he say?
He was just talking about he agreed that it was a foul, but they were kind of like questioning him on the inconsistencies of VAR, because in some instances, soft fouls, if the ref makes his decision, they're not going to the monitor over it. It's just that it is what it is, brother. Get over it. This one, it kind of is, all right, it's a foul. I hear it. It's a foul. But it's one of those fouls where it just happens in the game. Like, it's one of those ones. So, it's I don't know, man.
There was contact and he fell over. You can give them
a weird precedent. Like, because there's no consistency. So then next week, we're going to have a discussion where we're going to see a tackle just like this one, and then a goal's going to stand. That's the problem with VAR.
Yeah, but I think it's like Ross was saying. I think it's because it's how quickly the goal came after the foul. We are talking, I think, within like 5 seconds, the ball's in the back of the net. Like that, Arsenal played it so quick, so perfect that it had to go back to where the ball was lost. I think if, let's say the ball was lost on the Man United half, Eriksen lost it in Arsenal's box, got same foul, but then there's like a whole big sequence, like 30 seconds of play, score. VAR doesn't even go back that far.
Mm-hmm. I
But
agree.
because it was like 5 seconds, they had to go back to it. And like Ross said, 10, 15 years ago, yeah, it's not a foul, but unfortunately, it's not 10, 15 years ago. It's right now. And Odegaard unfortunately didn't touch the ball. So it's more how VAR is like.
We know
VAR
VAR watches body language as well in its decision making as well. They watch the reactions from the crowd. They watch the reactions from the actual players, especially after the foul's been committed as well. If the goal goes in and then you're running up to the referee saying, "Hey, how can it be? How can that be a goal? I got fouled. I got fouled. I got fouled." When in reality, there was hundreds of those type of challenges in that game, and it was just let lie. So I just think.
But you're missing the point, Rash. Not all
No,
of
it was
them.
on the way to the build up on the goal. I
Exactly.
understand that. I understand that. But to me, I just think, well, it was unsporting like to make a big deal out of that in order to make VAR say, let me have a look at that now and check that. Oh, hold on.
So that's why you gave Eriksen a 7.
It was reaction. Yeah, that's why I gave him a 7.
But can I ask you a question, Rash?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question, Rash? Do you think VAR only looked at it because of the player's reaction?
I think they looked at it because I think if Eriksen goes down and just gets up and runs, VAR is not looking at that at all. I guarantee you.
No, I think the fact of the way the tackle happened, yeah, they're gonna look at it because it looked like it could have been a foul. When I first saw it, I screamed foul straight away. I didn't even get upset when you scored because to me, I said that's a foul straight away. He's running behind. I didn't think he got the ball. It looked like a foul. Pulled it back, and exactly what I thought happened. So they would have, regardless of anyone's reaction, I think they would have looked at that because, like John said, it's right there's a turnover of play, and from that, within 5 seconds, you scored. They have to look at that. They have to. It would be, I don't even know what to say, but it would just be kind of wrong of them not to look at that, if that makes sense. So yeah, man, I think it's a foul and it is what it is, bro. I don't think you lot can use that to say, oh, Eriksen cheated or the ref. I hear people say, oh, the ref lived 15 minutes away from Old Trafford. He's from Manchester. The VAR guy's from Manchester. I'm like, come on, bro. There's every person in London support Arsenal. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, everybody in Highbury doesn't support Arsenal, bro. Some people support Tottenham. Some people support Man United. So yeah, it's just a lot of excuses from Arsenal fans, man. And I think you're giving one now, Rash. I can't lie, bro.
Hey, I mean, are you on mute, Rash?
You're on mute, bro.
I think Bruno was I think Bruno was a 6.
He
just pivoted.
All right, let me read out some comments that we placed as United ratings that we do Arsenal real quick. Shane saying you played minnows and thought you was doing something. Your first test, you crumbled. It's usual Arsenal for me. Played World Talks but didn't win. Eriksen is what we always wanted from Pogba but never delivered enough. Yeah, I saw that quite a bit yesterday, which I thought was interesting. Yeah, it's a bit early, but
it's very interesting, actually.
Yeah,
systems, man. Systems and way of playing, man.
Yeah,
let's not do the Pogba thing anyway.
Yeah, I'm telling you. But his name always, that guy can't catch heat. Can't catch heat anywhere, bro. Man. Not from his family, from media, bro, from nobody, bro. This guy right now.
Come on, man. There's ways there. Is there a goat in Old Trafford or something like that in the pitch?
There's a goat. There's supposed to be.
Bro, the internet's crazy, bro. The internet's crazy.
Only time I saw Sancho was when Saliba fouled him, which was not a foul, and he got booked as well.
100.
Sancho was hella quiet, man.
Yeah, Sancho was hella quiet. I think a 6 for Sancho we'll all agree with. Some might even say 5, but I would have given him a 6 only because they won.
I agree with that.
All we asked for consistency last week. Mings used both hands and pulled Saka to the ground, and VAR said that was soft. Yeah,
picked him up and dashed him like that.
Yeah. VAR is ruining the game. McAllister scored a screamer yesterday in VAR ruled out. Again, that was a scandalous decision because that was a banger.
That's the bigger conversation.
That's that next topic of conversation. All right, from 3. So we started with Sancho. Antony, Rash, what are you giving him?
He's all right. Give him a nice little debut. Got a goal. 7.
Okay, 7. I would have given him a 7 too because
he got the goal.
Debut. Yeah, he got the goal debut.
I'd have given him a 6. I'm not gonna lie.
But even with the goal, it's cold.
Yeah, because he didn't you scored the goal. He took it well, but it just seems like he's not totally up to the pace. It's not his fault. Clearly, he just got thrown in. You got signed on Tuesday or Wednesday, but he didn't play well. He didn't for all right, let's put it this way. As an Arsenal fan, we got concerns of Zinchenko defensively, right?
Yeah.
He didn't highlight them to me.
No, true.
I think you got double teamed them a lot though.
Ish. Like Gabriel was always behind, but then there was a few times where like, all right, and then the pedigree, all the clips you see, like all these tricks and whatnot, you're expecting him. You're looking at this. Zinchenko's a frail guy. Like he's not strong. I'm thinking, is he gonna go past him? He's kind of just played it safe. So to me, if I'm as an Arsenal fan, he helped Zinchenko. That's why.
Remember, he hasn't been training with Ajax. He hasn't played none of the last 2 matches. He signed on Thursday. Games on Sunday. Got thrown straight in. I think he had flashes of confidence. Yeah, I don't think he had the greatest game.
Yeah.
Didn't really do too much, but he done a few things.
Yeah,
but I like the
6 and 7 is fine, I think. Either one's fine. And then last but not least, Rashford. What are we saying, Jeff?
I'd give Rashford a 7, I'd say.
Wow.
Like
2 goals and an assist. 2 goals and an assist.
All right, man. You want to? All right, all right, you can make it an 8 if you want. Like I'm saying, the general game, like I don't think. All right, for 2 goals and assists, would you say that normally constitutes a man of the match performance?
Normally, yeah. And I think he did the man of the match. I think only a few people gave it to Eriksen.
But they actually watched the game yesterday.
Yeah. The thing is with that.
Oh, yeah, go.
All I was gonna say is, the thing is with that, I think with Rashford, like. I think we're expecting him, especially now, we're expecting him to be a Ronaldo on the wing or someone who's just going to, Mbappe, who's going to dominate the whole game. He's playing up front, number 1, yeah? We were under attack. He had 2 chances. He scored them both. And he got an assist. What more do you want from him? What more did you expect him to do in that game? I don't really understand what more he could have done. He done what he needed to do. He won us the game. Do you know what I mean? So to say, he got a 7 because he scored 2 goals and he got an assist, like it's something easy. Like, how many times has Jesus run through an own goal and missed? This season?
A couple
times.
Do you understand? So it's not that easy to just say, he just got 2 goals.
I'd say 7.5. Like I'm not quick. I'm not giving no 8. I'll say this right now, so there's no confusion. I ain't giving no 8 or no 9. No 9. Like cool. He notched. Don't get me wrong. He got an assist too. The assist was pretty neat, actually. That was a nice assist.
The assist was nice, yeah.
I think general game play, like general game wise, I think he could have done more. That's me.
Can I ask you a question? Sorry, one more question.
Yeah.
You've not been watching the City games, right?
Yeah, I know.
What would you give Haaland in these games? No, because I want to know. What would you give Haaland in these games?
Hella 7s. Same thing.
7s, yeah?
Okay,
Hella 7s. Even his hat-trick. 7.
Hella 7s. Cool. The hat-trick maybe a little. The hat-trick he actually played a little better in that game, but hella 7s, bro. Hella 7s.
As long as you're consistent with it, then cool. I can't argue. Fine. Yeah. Rash, you as well?
Well, you ain't heard me argue with the man.
Hey, John, do your thing. I can't even bother. Do your thing, John.
I'm like,
I can't even lie.
Preach.
I was gonna say that I would have probably given Rashford an 8 because as long as it was clear that Eriksen was man of the match, I would have probably given him 8 because 2 goals and assist, good finish, good assist. You have to give him credit. The Haaland one is interesting because it's funny because the way he started in terms of his goal scoring, I saw Jamie Carragher say we really could be looking at someone who could be the best player in Premier League history.
No.
And I was like,
they're selling the show. They're selling the show.
Yeah. And I was just like, when I saw that, I was just like, you man have fully now got caught up in his goals team because there's no way you can watch him, what he's doing right now, and think he was better than CR7 at United, Thierry Henry at Arsenal. Come on, man. Like
Bale, Scholes.
There's so many.
Lampard.
If we're just talking about Prem, Gerrard.
Gerrard. Owen, bro.
Hazard. How many players?
Many.
Hazard, Salah.
Silva.
Aguero. Yaya Toure.
You're right. Come on, bruv. There's so many.
It's been about 12 to 15 we just named. So,
I just think it's like, but I can tell these men are getting carried away with Haaland. Like I saw Neville today saying he's a cyborg. I get it. Like his goal scoring instincts are freakish, but he's playing for Man City as well. So, and I think his goals are like from a combined 10 yards or something. You add them all up. Like,
he's doing what he's meant to be doing. Let's not get twisted.
But Jeff, you know, some other guys, if they were scoring these goals, would not be getting this type of credit.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Some man, all this. Remember Aubameyang at Arsenal? I was killing him for not being involved in the game but scoring goals, and a lot of Arsenal fans were too.
Golden boot twice at Arsenal.
Golden boot, but I mean, it's not. Yeah, we'll see.
And we still complained he went missing in games.
Yeah, we still complained.
He was getting all day.
Like, yeah, so with the Haaland one is interesting because, yeah, he's a mad finisher, don't get me wrong, but
one of the best around.
To be the best player in Prem history, I don't see it.
They just said that so you watch the show next week, man. They don't even believe it.
That makes me not want to watch it next week. So, but yeah, man, all right, let's wrap up with Arsenal player ratings before we wrap it up. So this
is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting.
And this is when I'm going to read every single one of Jalil's ratings because he's put a little statement next to them too.
Let's see.
Let me start with Rams though. He said 5. The defense made him look bad. What are we saying?
I wouldn't say 5. No, I'd say maybe a 6. Because this free conceded. I guess he wasn't the most busy, but a lot of the goals that were scored, there's not much you can do about any of them. Like, what can you do about the 3 goals that went in? There's not much. Like, distribution, of course, is always good. Like, that's his best attribute is his distribution, like his communication. 5 implies that you maybe made a howler.
Yeah, I just think it's probably one of those things you can see the 3 goals. How do you get the keeper more than a 5? I think he's probably looking at it with that perspective.
I hear that.
I hear. So I'm not mad at giving him a 5. Rash, Ben White, right back.
I don't think he had the best of games, to be honest. I think he lost the ball a couple of times as well, unnecessarily. I will give a 5.
Yeah, Judo gave him a 5 as well. He said he was probably our best defender. What we saying next? Jeff, Saliba.
I'd probably go for a 5 for Saliba. At the physical battle like Rashford, he was winning, I guess. If there's 2 of you, you should. But like the Bruno, I don't know if anyone else had this outlook. Like the Bruno pass, don't get me wrong, it's a great pass. Saliba's body positioning was wrong.
Yep.
He was too much to the right. He didn't open his body and defend like you normally do.
Need to be a bit more straight.
Where your peripheral is good, you kind of close your body off and you're too big to turn back. That's what happened. Like, when you look at that pass, it's a great pass. If he's standing in the correct position, what he normally does, he controls that and we play out from the back easily.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I give him a 5 because that was a big moment in the game.
No, 100%. Jalil actually gave him a 3. Said he was at fault for the second goal. Can't be getting split like that. Rashford beat him in most battles.
Yeah. He was just on. I think he's just like wanting to corner Arsenal day, man.
I agree with Jalil. I'll give him a 3.
I would have given him a 4.
Yeah, you got Jameson in that cup, Jamie. 100%.
I probably would have given him a 4 just for that second goal. Like you said, Jeff, there's always something wrong when you see a defender turn his body like that after a through ball. It tells you something's not going right. And that was kind of like the turning point of the game. So that's why I'm being harsh. Overall, I didn't think he was actually that bad, but at that moment, that was key. That was key. I can't lie, man. Yeah. Next up, Gabriel, Jamie.
I'll give him a 5. I'm not gonna lie. If you're in the back 4 and you can see 3 goals, none of you can really get above a 5. To be fair.
Yeah.
He didn't really do much wrong. I'm not gonna say he done much wrong, but he didn't do much right either.
Yeah. And Jalil gave him 3.
Jalil's in his feelings.
Yeah, he didn't come. That's why he didn't come on it. He would have got angry.
He's RKOing every player.
He's Arteta out now. I know he is.
Yeah. He didn't want to say something that he would have got recorded. That's why he stayed off of it. He's smart. He's
man.
smart.
Nah, to be fair, the only thing about Gabriel for me is that on the ball, he's not. He's probably our worst defender on the ball, and he's very rash at times. It does concern me him long term a little bit. I do have my concerns about it. But yesterday wasn't his worst game, but I do question him long term. There's a side of me that wouldn't mind maybe seeing him Ben White and Saliba and Tomiyasu and seeing how that works. But maybe we need to give him another couple games to see how that works out. Because maybe Saliba and Ben White, maybe you might say maybe they're both not too soft, but they're both not like quite the instigators that Gabriel is. So I think it's one to watch for Arsenal. Zinchenko, Rash.
See, I would have gone for the whole back line really to be sixes because
Okay.
I think they had all right games, but at the same time they conceded 3. And that wasn't, to me, that's not their fault. All right, the first one is their fault. The third one, I believe, is Arteta's, from the changes and so forth like that. And yeah, I don't think they played that bad for the majority of the game. There are 3 mistakes, which really came down one side, really. So I don't think Zinchenko did a lot wrong. Yeah, I'd say he had a 6.
Okay. I would have probably given him a 5. I think Jalil gave him a 4. So he's at 4. Yeah, he said that's a 4 for the first goal, leaving Antony so free. But I can tell he doesn't like to defend. That was Jalil's words.
Didn't do much going forward either, if I'm honest. I don't really remember seeing him do much.
That's why he would get a 4.
Picking up them pockets in the middle, I didn't really see him doing that. I didn't see him overlapping. I didn't really see him doing much, if I'm honest.
Played a bit too safe for me. I wouldn't have been mad if Tierney came on at half time because Tierney gets his flack too. Like from it's a weird fan base we got, but he gets his flack.
Tierney went from being one of the most important Arsenal players to being a guy that everyone wants gone. It's crazy.
Bro. Literally. And the matter thing, Jamie, is that when we signed Zinchenko, we all said he's probably the backup left back. Just like that, there's people saying, "Yeah, get Tierney out." I mean, we're talking in a second. Like last year, Arsenal fans were saying he should be captain of the club.
Yeah. Do you remember when Tavares was playing and everyone was like, "No, we need this guy back." The difference when he plays is crazy. And now,
he's had a tumultuous relationship with Arsenal fans because he went on to Tavares started playing. Arsenal fans were saying Tavares is better than Tierney.
Yeah.
That first game, innit? I remember that.
Leicester game.
Listen, you can't listen to 80% of our fan base.
I'll go with 99.
You can't. Swear down, because these guys, we the only ones left. Bro,
I'll be real. Did the show? I obviously talked to you guys.
Yeah.
Without the show, I talked to one more Arsenal fan. One more. Everyone else I don't talk to. If you message me about football, I'll air your call. Talk to me about your family. Don't talk to me about Arsenal ever. Don't speak to me.
I think Arsenal fans will even struggle to not agree with you, man. Arsenal fans are one of a kind, man.
Oh, that's one way to put it, for sure.
What a fan base. Who we got next? Lokonga. Who's doing Lokonga? Who wants to do Lokonga? Was that you, Jeff? Yeah? Yeah, I think that was
I think he's getting unnecessary corn. Like you know what it is? Like, he's a young player. We're asking him to do a borderline world-class player's job. Like, so exceptionally well. And he's 21. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, let's give him a 5 or a 6. Like, he wasn't not trying. He was doing what he needed to do. Maybe a bit too safe. I think that's because at times when he's been in the middle, he's giving it away. So he's kind of like got that in the back of his mind. Gave away the ball for the second goal. But yeah, I'm not mad at a trier, man. Like, he'll get better as time goes on. Like, now to play that holding role as a 21-year-old at Old Trafford with 80,000 fans is a tough feat for anybody. It would have been tough for Partey. So I'm not going to corner him and say he deserves a 2 or 3. as social media suggests. 5 or 6. I'm not sure which one yet.
You know what? I agree completely. And I think the strange thing about Lokonga that I was saying to some of the group chats is people are acting like he's not a third choice DM. Like he's not a third choice DM. For a third choice DM, he didn't have a bad performance.
It's unreasonable at times, man. To think like Partey, I don't know how everyone rate. Like he's very good. Let's just say that world class. That is another discussion, but he's a very good.
Anymore. Yeah, he just hasn't played enough since he came to be world class. Still.
Yeah, you haven't even. And I guess he hasn't had a chance to demonstrate a world stage, Arsenal in the Champions League or anything. So you can say he's a very good DM who can change a team. So you want this 21-year-old to, like you said, is third choice to come in and be the 30-year-old. How?
And you know what it is? I generally think some Arsenal fans, they saw that all or nothing doc. They saw when he complained about I'm not starting, and I think some of them since then just classify him as weak mentally. I'm convinced that now some of them are just like, now we don't rate this Lokonga guy. It's a mad fan base, man. Shaka, Jamie.
6. I don't know. To be honest, he's another guy. Didn't really see too much of him. But the thing is, with you lot had a lot of the ball in it. So it's hard for me to say that they were that rubbish, because if they were that poor, you wouldn't have had the ball so much, because really and truly we know that the midfield matters in a possession-based game. So he couldn't have been that bad, but he wasn't stand out. Nobody was stand out. I don't think Odegaard, we're going to get to him obviously, but I don't even think he was stand out. Nobody was stand out. So I think, 6, fair.
Yeah. I think 5 or 6 would have been fair. Like you said, if you're dominating the game, midfield has to be involved in some capacity, but you just want more from your number 8. I'm going to keep saying it, man. I'm going to keep saying it because I think some Arsenal fans have just now accepted this Xhaka thing of, oh, yeah, but he didn't do nothing mad. Oh, yeah, but he was all right. Yeah, I mean, man, I swear, these guys are going to make me hate Xhaka again. Rash, Odegaard, what are you saying?
6.
6? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What are we saying? Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
What do we think about the people saying that Odegaard needs to prove himself because in big games he goes hiding? Ozil part 2.
Going hiding suggests that you don't look for the ball. Like
and you're always looking for the ball.
Social media, man. I'm just saying.
They're tiring, man. Like, you know what? Like, you can say that his final decision. Like, I was saying it even in our group chat as the game was going on. Why are you not testing De Gea? Like, as good as De Gea is, you know that at times there can be a mistake. Hence, Messi, when they played at Nou Camp, they squiggled under him. Hence, this season. So
even at Brentford,
So why would you not? Like, and it's not like you can't shoot. That's my thing with like Odegaard and Ozil. So like they'll rather assist than a goal. Like that's the kind of player they are. I get it, but at times just let a shot fly, man, and just see what the keeper's about. Like he kind of has to be forced to shoot. So if there's any criticism of Odegaard in a big game or in any game, it's that. Like as much as he can score goals. Like he must have scored. I think he scored 3 this season.
3,
same as Jesus. But at the same time, Odegaard could have more because he's the most influential player. Yeah, he's the most influential player.
And you got to hit the target as well.
Yeah,
that's it. Like there was good things that I saw though. Like him and Saka's connection looked good. Like they were finding each other.
It always has.
I guess
them guys play very well together.
I guess in the first 3 games they were kind of like getting criticized, or 2 games.
Yeah. They're at the slow start.
It's back to where it needs to be. You can just say that in big games you just need to shoot more because that can literally turn those 3 shots on target to 7 or 8, and we don't know what would happen with those 5 extra shots on target.
100%.
I think Arsenal fans are waiting for him to just have a big performance in a big game. I think. I don't think he's actually had it, but I think it's a big performance that they're just waiting for, man.
Yeah, literally. I think that's where it is. But the more that he doesn't do it in their eyes, the more now some people are going to say he's on fraud watch.
Yeah, facts.
Fraud watch is crazy.
It's mad. Big up Ibby in the building. Hope you're good, my guy. Saying still optimistic about the season. Young team will learn to be rufless. Too many touches inside the box at times. And I think that's exactly what you're saying. saying we hate Arsenal, we hate Arsenal.
There he is.
I like saying you guys had the defense, I didn't see it. Hey, fair enough. By the way, before we finish the Arsenal ratings, I missed out a few from Jalil. So he said Lokonga 4, can't blame him. Looked like the only one in the middle, but needs to improve. Shaka 4, didn't see much of him. Odegaard 5, was trying, so can't knock him. Missed the sitter though. So that's fair in those ones. Let's move on to Saka. Jalil gave him a 6, Rash. He said happy got a goal.
Yeah, Jalil don't like Saka anyway, so we already know this. But no, I don't think I can really give any player above a 6 for Arsenal, except for Jesus. He's the only one that I think you can, and that's it.
Yeah, okay. So we're gonna 6 Saka. Jeff, Martinelli.
Oh man, I'll go over 4 or 5. First off, he looked dangerous at times. If I was even saying it, like if he isolates Dallo, he should be able to cook Dallo. Second half, especially, Dallo had him on the manners, man. He didn't really try and go line, and when he did, he was kind of like marshaled out of there. So, yeah, man, credit to Dallo, man. Doesn't stop how I feel about Martinelli, but yeah, like, same time, that's an informed player, and you had him under lock and key. You had 2 padlocks. You can go home to tell your wife that, listen, I played against a good left winger, and I pocketed him.
Yeah, did it to Diaz too.
Diaz on the manners too, and that Diaz is dangerous.
Diaz is dangerous, man. Active. These are active wingers that he's going against. Not
Harvey Barnes as well.
Waiting for the goal. These are active wingers.
I might have to change my opinion on him, man. I'll see how this season goes because
Harvey Barnes couldn't get no change out of him either. Harvey Barnes is decent.
It's another good winger.
It's another good winger. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Dallo stocks are rising. Jalil gave him
that's decent.
Jalil gave him a 5. Martinelli a 5. Said he tried, and then Jesus. Before I go to Jamie, Jalil said Jesus 4. He's Lacazette with vibes. I need stats from this guy. And Jesus was the main guy that Jalil was saying, like, Arsenal fans are starting to like not be able to criticize him. He's becoming untouchable. And that he needs to see more from him because he was dropping too deep.
Wait, what is he talking about? It's only been like 6 games. What do you mean, bro? Man's played 6 games for the squad, and he's played well in every one of those games. When else do you have a chance to say, hey, Jesus is not playing well? Like,
Jamie's comments are going to come true, by the way. What he's been saying about Arsenal fans.
I told you.
It's crazy, bro. Like, I don't agree with that from J-Man.
I do think Jesus was dropping too deep.
Yes.
I can't lie. Like, he was holding it up well. I can't debate. His hold-up play is exemplary. But I do think he was dropping too deep at times. And I think part of Jalil's argument is that we played 6 games this season. He's only scored in 2 of them. And they were against the bottom 2. Leicester and Aston Villa. So he's saying, like if it was Lacazette, no one would be gassing up the fact he'd have 3 goals against them, man. They'll be saying, do it against proper teams. And then he's saying first proper game, he's dropping way too deep. And I think he doesn't like the fact that Arsenal fans, it seems like no matter what, they're just praising him. Because I think he saw hella praise for Jesus yesterday. He's like, bro, why? He was dropping too deep. That was like vibes. So that's why.
It all comes down to how you view what you want from Jesus. Me as an Arsenal fan, I like Jesus. I like Jesus before he came to Arsenal. But that doesn't take away that I think he's a 17, 18 goal a season guy in the league.
And that's what Jalil said. If he gets less than 20 Prem goals, it's a failure.
Yeah, that's up to Jalil. Like I'm not Jalil. Like how he feels about.
No, but what do we think about that? Like less than 20 Prem goals, would that be a failure for Jesus?
No, because we've got a front 3. Like, all right, if you put it this way, all right, how prevalent is a number 9 in football? If you exclude the Haaland and where do most of your goals normally come from?
Nowadays, it's wings.
So if you get 17, 18 league goals and our wide players follow suit, or they all get double figures, that is a good return from a front three. So if you say that less than 20 in a where number 9 was almost like in the Premier League, it was becoming obsolete until this Haaland talk, and now you hear the pundits come and talk again. Like number 9 is not a position that's focused on that much. It's just a space that's occupied. That's why there's false 9 so much. That's why City won the league off a false 9. The decision to buy Haaland came up because he's 50-something million for one of the best players. He's going to be the best player for the next 10 years. So if you say that Jesus less than 20 is a failure, I think it's a bit harsh. Like 16, 17 to me, with some assists in there, is a solid return for someone like him, because I've never looked at him as a Lewandowski type of striker. Like, I think that's an unfair return. Like, if he gets 17, 18 goals, I think that's a successful season for him. If we then make Champions League and our wide players are then doing what they need to do, like Martinelli and Saka, get amongst the goals too, Odegaard as well, then you can say that that is a successful season. I can't say less than 20, because it's one of those statements where I hear what you're saying, but if you didn't watch Jesus before, then you're going to have an unrealistic outlook on what you think he should bring to the game. That's me.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Jamie?
I think Arsenal fans have a tendency to flip between what they really feel. So, for instance, if we go to Lacazette, and I'm going to keep bringing up this Lacazette thing because this is now the sentiment that I'm getting from Arsenal fans about Jesus. So, with Aubameyang, it's Aubameyang scores goals, but he doesn't do enough in the game. Now we have Lacazette or Jesus who affects the game but doesn't score enough goals. What do you want? Now, you're not going to go out there and pay 50 million for a guy on the last year of his contract to not come in and be the goal scorer. I don't think any one of us here thinks that Saka or Martinelli are going to get 20 or even 18 goals in a season in the Prem. I don't think any of us are. No. So then the question then becomes, what are Arsenal trying to achieve? Because if you're not buying a striker to get you goals, what are you buying a striker for? For build-up play. If that's the case, then you must be expecting one of your wingers to get 20 goals a season. Because if you go through the Premier League, probably Man City are probably the only team that have won the league without at least one of their front three players getting 20 goals in the season. In the league itself. Do you know what I mean? So I don't see what you guys are trying to achieve if Jesus ain't the main man to get you the goals. If you just want to build up play and some goals, you probably could have just got someone else or carried on with Nketiah. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, not to say that Jesus isn't an upgrade. Yeah. But why spend 50 million on a striker? And I know what you're saying, Jeff. There's not a lot of out-and-out strikers. It depends on the system you're trying to play. There are some. There are some out there. Do you know what I mean? Osimhen, obviously Benzema, you can't get him. Lautaro Martinez.
Osimhen, we looked at. That's even Osimhen. Like, if we're being, is he good?
No, he is. He tears up the Italian league. Obviously, it depends on what you say good. People nowadays say you're not good unless you can do it in the Prem. But let's all be honest. That's what I'm saying to you. So then there you go then. So then if he's good, of course he's good. He's banging in goals on a consistent basis in Italy.
You know what you just said, Jamie. Sorry to interrupt you, bro. That I think is a very interesting point. Is the fact that if Jeff is saying 16 to 17 goals for Jesus is a good return, which I actually think that would be a decent return for him. But like you said, are we really expecting Martinelli and Saka to back like that? We've already said that Odegaard ain't that type of cam like a Bruno that's looking to get the goals. So who else is scoring?
Exactly.
So that, you know what it is like.
Are you then relying on
how many goals do you think Arsenal will score in this season? Let's just say that.
No, but see, forget that. What I'm trying to understand is, from an Arsenal fan's perspective, what do you think your aim is going forward for the next year or two? Because Jesus is young, Saka's young, Martinelli's young. I'm gathering you're trying to build your team around these guys. Yeah. This season, next season, what do you think Arsenal's aim is? Because right now, you don't have spent how much money? Yeah. Over the past few seasons.
300 something. 300 something in the last 3 seasons. Yeah.
Arteta's been there for what? 3 seasons now, I think it is.
3 seasons, yeah.
3 seasons. What are you trying to do? Because if this is Ten Hag, or if this is Tuchel, or this is anybody else, The question is, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to win the league? You can't sit here and tell me now, after 5 wins in a row, after the money you spent, after the players you've brought in, that we're just trying to go for top 4. That doesn't make sense to me. Do you know what I mean? If in 3-4 years, Ten Hag has been here and bought all these players, am I just going to sit here and be like, yeah, we're just trying to make top 4? You should be going for a title challenge.
But that's different. That's different circumstances to compare it to. Like we were a bad team.
And
we're
so
still
we.
not.
So
We're still.
we.
But you have
bro.
you have a big purse and you still have better players than us. Let's be completely real, you have a better team than us. I'm not one of these Arsenal fans who say we're a good team. So when you say what we're trying to achieve, I think long term it will be to share the goals amongst the front three, to get maybe 50-55 league goals between those front three. That's what I think. And Odegaard also has to chip in with close to double figures with goals. That's what I think.
Has to.
I don't think. Yeah, where's Jesus may be the focal point of the attack. Like the ball might come to him, he might hold it up, play it wide, set, go into Odegaard, it goes to Saka, triangles, all of that stuff. It may not necessarily mean that he is the guy who's going to score 20 goals every season. He might do it some seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to be every single season. That's
and you know another thing, Jamie. Yeah, because I know Rash wants to come in. That I was going to say. Obviously, these men know from our group chats. We've had games where Arsenal will have won, and I will still be moaning about something because I'm like, oh, if we really want to get back to where we should be, which is still challenging for leagues and trying to win it, because that has to always be the aim, then we need to do better. But if you look at it, I would agree with you in saying that 3 years into a process with the money we spend, we should be looking to challenge. But even me, I'm going to be realistic here. Outside of Leicester, has a team ever won the Prem without having one world-class player? Unless you guys can tell me Arsenal have a world-class player now. Do we have one?
No, that's not even the aim. Like the aim is to make them world-class players.
Realistically, we don't have one world-class player.
So then, what's the point of spending all that money and doing all this? What? Okay, you guys are all Arsenal fans. What's your expectations for the season?
Top 4.
Rash?
Same.
Top 4.
That's always been you know my stance on it, man.
If I could aim for higher, I would be. Trust me, like.
I think it then becomes unrealistic.
You know what it is? It's the people who occupies the top 2 positions normally. Our team compared to their team in quality wise.
Why? Okay, no. Liverpool's team isn't that great. No. Liverpool's team isn't that great. Liverpool's team is no one can sit and tell me it's that great.
Even the fact that it's that great, it works and it works very well. Okay,
exactly, because Klopp buys the players that suit his system, and is that not what Arteta's done this season?
And that's what I think Arteta is doing. But I think the level of quality, I think at the beginning, where Arteta is kind of where Klopp is at the beginning when he started to add the right kind of players. But
3 years in, you're telling me he's where Klopp was at the beginning? Come on, bro.
No, what I'm trying to say is in regards to the type of players that is being bought, we don't have the type. We don't have certain positions covered in order to buy a top world-class player right now. We need to cover those areas first, and once we get a team that's working together with the right people in there, then you can start adding a lot more quality to the squad later down. You understand?
So all right, let me ask you a question then. Okay, so do you think that you needed to go out and spend 30-40 million on Zinchenko at left back when you had Tierney there, or could you not have got a decent backup for cheaper? If that's what you're trying to say.
We definitely. All right, so this is what it is.
Yeah.
I like Zinchenko. Zinchenko. I think he's all right. I don't think he's pants and all that stuff like what some other people do. I don't know what they're watching when they think this of him. And to me, I think his impact that he's had since he's come to the club as well has been what we've been looking for as well. And if we're looking for someone to either back up Tierney or to compete with, am I back?
Yeah, you're back. You froze at the beginning, but you're right.
You're back.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that if we can get someone who can play that position very well, because he has hit the ground running and has had a heavy impact on the squad already. If we can get someone who hasn't really had crap games, he's had really good, effective games. Matter of fact, in regards to the style of play that we play. So if we can have someone like that to compete with Tierney, or even have as a backup, or something that will push Tierney on to say, listen, you need to keep the levels and make it higher. Otherwise, this guy's gonna be first all the time. Then I think he is a good person for that position, and he is a good person to compete.
No, but I don't think that wasn't really the question I was asking. I was saying, do you think it's smart? Because like you said, you didn't have the money to go out and buy a star, yeah. but you've gone out.
No,
and
I didn't
spent
say we
30,
didn't have
40
the
million.
money. I didn't say we didn't have the money.
Okay, so what did you? I thought that's what you said. Sorry, my bad. I thought you said you needed to spend the money in all areas that you needed to focus on, rather than going out and getting someone like a star in a certain position.
Yeah.
You know, when you ask, was Zinchenko just like, I guess, the smartest signing? You could say, you can make an argument for no. You could.
I think you can, and you know why you can, Jeff? Because you look at United's team, yeah. When Casemiro starts soon, and then that's 5 of the 10 outfield players are now new signings. With Arsenal from last season, the only ones that are new are Jesus and Zinchenko. That's been, and Zinchenko, let's be honest, we thought it would be a backup. So really, we thought it was only going to be one player. So Arteta basically told us we were one player away from our first team to be in 30 top 4. Now, in terms of, I see where Ross is coming from in the Klopp angle, because Klopp joined late 2015, and by 2018, Champions League final, season after that, 97 points, win Champions League, season after that, win the league. Obviously, Klopp, completely different tier of manager. Completely different. I'm still not even sure Arteta's better than Graham Potter. And I can't.
I would agree with that still.
That's not a wild statement.
That's not wild at all.
So because of that, we don't have how Klopp turned the Salah, Mane, and all them man into bona fide world-class players. I haven't seen I'm not sure Arteta can turn our guys into world-class players.
This season is a defining factor in that, though.
Yeah, and look, you have to just also look at what the development of what he did with the squad last year, when we started to see certain things in place and see what Arsenal potentially could achieve. All right, then you got to look at this year, and all right, we lost to Manchester United. Still top of the league. You still went 5 games unbeaten. You still got opportunity to still. People have bumps in the road, and do you know what? If they was to continue, say for instance, we beat United yesterday, and we was to continue to win 10 games before we took an L. After the 10th game, now is it going to say, see, this is the same? Like, people lose. Do you know what I mean? And I think,
of course.
From what I can see from what the beginning of the season has happened, I'm happy with the direction that the team has gone. I can see clear progress. So I can't all of a sudden, because we lost to United while they're on the up, say, this is
all right.
That's what this, and they should have done that and all sorts.
But Rash, you're saying that 3 of the 5 teams you played this season before us are in the bottom 3 right now, right?
Okay, but the teams that you lost to as well.
I'm asking a question. No, wait. We lost to Brighton, who are above us right now. And we lost to Brentford, who are probably just right behind us. And just, who did they spank on the weekend?
Leeds.
Yeah.
So we didn't lose to dummies. We didn't lose to dummies. They're not rubbish teams that we lost to.
No, you're right. But the reason why they're so far above, they're above you is because you lot have been playing shit.
No, that's not true. Because they're above Liverpool, they're above Chelsea. They're not that far behind you. The thing is, what I'm trying to say is this. Listen,
you guys aren't that far behind us.
Yeah, but the point I'm trying to make is, you guys had an easy start to the season. The first real test that you had, you failed it. And that's the point. It's not about, we could have won 10 in a row, and then after one loss, would you have said that the same thing? It's not about that. You didn't win 10 in a row. You won 5 in a row, and your first actual challenge, you failed it, bro.
Wait. Playing a Palace is like playing a Brentford. Okay, and even harder. We played Palace in our opening fight. Yeah,
that was a game.
That was a hard game.
You also played Fulham, who got promoted just this season, and you'd won because you got 2 goalkeeping mistakes.
But look what Fulham have done. Look what Fulham have done as well, and who they've done it against too. They put Liverpool on their back foot the first game of the season as well.
But they're a promoted team, are they not?
They are a
team you're expected to win. So my point is that you beat teams you were expected to beat. You didn't beat anyone you shouldn't have. We thought, that's a tough game, you know. Maybe the Palace game.
We might have thought, you know what, Palace are a dangerous team. You never know. But even Palace are not, let's be honest, they're not that great of a team. If Wilfried Zaha doesn't turn up, more time they don't win.
Okay, that's a point.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So my point is, you guys started the season well. There's no debating about that. 5 wins in a row, it's no mean feat. You understand? It's the first time you've done it in how long? But if you look at it realistically, it's nothing to shout about.
It's nothing to shout about. Nothing. You're right.
And I just want to know, where do you think? Yeah. So where do you think you're going to be at the end of the season? Like you said, you said top four.
Fighting for top four, bro. That's where it should be. Like for me, it should be top four, like bona fide. That's where we should be because
and it's very,
these other.
Go on. No, I was going to say it's very hard when you're thinking about what teams have spent X amount of money and where they should be. Man United spent hell of a lot of money over the last 5 years, like a hell of a lot of money. Like we're talking about in the billions, and look where they are.
Oh,
look where they
spent
are.
$1 billion in 5 years.
It's
That was really still. You spent a lot still.
You spent a lot. You spent a lot.
I don't know if it's been $1 billion, but it's been a lot.
10 years is definitely a bill.
But my point exactly
this
year is that look, we can't talk about okay, you spent X amount of money, so really you should be doing this and X, Y, and Z because you spent a lot of money as well, and you've felt the hard times of what the Prem has brought through the change of managers and the loss of identity. You know what it's done. Do you know what I'm trying to say? The same thing has happened to Arsenal, but the thing is that we was more fragile because we started losing our identity even when we had our manager that created our identity as well. So we've gone through a lot of mad changes, just like United have. And the same way you lot have invested a lot of money in a lot of top quality players, which didn't fit the bill, but they're top quality players. They couldn't change what was going on there. What the reason why I gotta give Arteta his props is because he seems to have changed the culture and the mentality at the club, which seems to be able to create a place where you can thrive, where you can get victories, where you can achieve possibly a top four. I think with the mentality and the culture beforehand, there was just no way it was happening.
Yeah, he definitely improved all of that, and I think it's a real interesting debate because I think realistically this season I still think because of how Chelsea are looking, I think fourth place is wide open, and I think Arsenal can finish fourth for sure. Probably should finish fourth. I still think Spurs will finish third.
I think they should be aiming higher.
They're not. Yeah, no, I agree. We should probably aim higher. My thing personally is, and obviously I don't know what caliber of managers are out there. My thing would be Arsenal get top four, get Champions League football, and then the board say, Mikel, thank you for everything. Thank you for stabilizing us. Now we're going to get a real man to help us challenge for the league. I still think that's what Arsenal should do if they were serious. That's never going to happen, but that's my hunch. If we really want to get back to the level because the other thing with Arsenal is if we do get back into Champions League football, are the owners going to say, well, now we're back in Champions League, we got that revenue again. How much we spend can go down again. So because now in the Premier League, the way it's moving, teams like West Ham spending 160 million. Half the time, like I said last week, you're spending just to stabilize. That's why you have to buy the right players to really improve, and that's where it goes down to the system. And I think maybe that's really the question that Jamie's throwing out there is, like, how much do we really believe in Arteta to take us to that level? Because I think with United fans, they probably believe that Ten Hag, with time, can get them challenging again for the title, for the league.
Yeah, because they're basing it off of a track record that he has. Arteta doesn't have one. But what I do think in regards to Arteta is that he can do the role that he is currently doing, and he can try his hardest. But I don't think he is the person to take us to the next level. But at the same time, this is the guy's first. This is his first job. Do you know what I mean? We don't know what can happen. I know what I think. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think he's a top quality manager at all. Do you know what I mean? But I can see what he's done with the team, and I like what he's done with the team, especially through the turmoil that he's had to go through since he's come, because he ain't that much older than a lot of these players. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So it's very hard to control a bunch of men and get them to respect you when you're still young. Do you know what I mean? As well. So like I think he's done all right, but no, I don't think he's top quality. The reason why Man United fans can say that Ten Hag is the guy that's going to lead them is because they've seen them do it before, and with the quality players that they do have, for someone who has that experience, can make it work. Do you know what I mean? And he seems like a no-nonsense guy. Whereas with Arteta, we're looking at how Arteta was on the pitch when he played for Arsenal, and be like, man, they're moist. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So,
Rash, sorry, because some of the things that you're saying is just it's blowing my mind. Like, you keep saying that we have a better team than you, but any time that we've ever done a mixed 11, you put more Arsenal players.
Because I do it on current form.
All right, cool. So let me ask you a question: is Martinelli better than Rashford?
on current form before the game
No,
against
is he
us.
better? Forget form. Is he better? We're talking about players team for team. Is he better?
I don't think he's better yet, but I think he's
Okay, so
not
that's
that far
one. So
away.
that's one.
He's not far away. He's
So
not very
Rashford's better
far
than him.
away.
So Rashford's better than him. You really don't want to say it that
No,
loudly,
do you know what? No, do you know what? You know what? I'll be 100% honest with you. He could have been, but he's not. Rashford's not better than him right now. He's not.
Okay, so Martinelli's better than.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the other side, sack on, let's say Antony or Sancho, whichever one you want to choose. You can choose.
What if I was to choose any of them?
Yeah, who's better?
I've said Saka's better than Sancho for a little while now.
Okay, cool. There we go. Cool. Up front, Jesus or Ronaldo?
Oh, Ronaldo all the time.
Okay, so out of 3 players I've just picked,
Yeah.
you've gone 2 Arsenal, 1 United.
Yeah.
And I can guarantee if we was to continue down the pitch, that trend is going to continue. Yet you will sit here and tell me that we have a better team than you. It doesn't make sense, bro.
No, because
makes no sense.
I'm doing it on current form. If you're doing it by the
No,
actual
I
what
asked
the
you who's
players
better,
hold,
bro.
yeah, but look, if we go by experience, we know what they have done and what they could possibly do. We know that they are, if you were to put on market value, they'll be high. Do you know what I mean? But I'm saying in regards to current form right now, who I'd
Forget
prefer to
form.
have in my squad right
Form is
now,
temporary.
I would prefer. Yeah, but that's what we was doing. To me, well, that's what I was doing. Current form, who would I prefer to have in my starting 11 right here today? That's who I chose. But if we're doing it over a long
No,
period
but I'm
of time,
asking you now. But Rash, I'm not talking about before. I'm talking about right now. I asked you who's the better player. You said that Martinelli is better than Rashford and Saka's better than Sancho. That's what you just said right now, right?
Yeah,
and I'm saying if we was to go through the rest of the team, yeah, I'm pretty sure you would choose more Arsenal players than United players. Do you agree or not agree?
I don't know. It all depends. We'd have to do it. Because
I
I
think
don't think
there's enough time for that right now.
It depends. It depends. Yeah, it depends who you're weighing it up against. Because remember, you're saying this person versus that person. Now, and Ericsson would be better than. Do you know what
and McTominay would be better than Partey. And you said Odegaard's better than Bruno, right?
Well, I do.
We had Odegaard over them. In that team we picked, Odegaard was over Bruno. Yes.
But I would have Casemiro as well.
I had Casemiro as well.
Okay, but so you'd have Gabriel. I'm taking it in defense. You'd have Zinchenko.
I don't.
No, Saliba.
I think we picked Saliba.
Yeah. Had Saliba, yeah.
Saliba, yeah.
Okay, right back. You pick Ben White.
Yeah, we
pick
did.
anyone over Dallo.
Yeah. Okay, so already we can already see what the trend. So you've more Arsenal players than Man United players.
No, that is true. Now you're making a fair point. You're making a fair point.
No, it's just comes down.
Yeah, but you can't do that and then say that Man United have a better team. You can't do that, bro. You have to pick. You have to pick one. Either we have the better team or you have the better team. It can't be we have the better team in the back of our heads, but when we write it down on paper, you have the better team.
That's because the criteria. Everyone's got different criteria. We haven't agreed the criteria before we do it. Really. So everyone's coming from a different angle, which is why it ends up the way it ends up.
No, that's why you can't say form because form is temporary.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
So if
form is temporary, it has to be who you think is a better player.
If we was to do it away from form and do it like, for instance, like what we've got, like FIFA stats or something like that, and it never changed, then there would be no point in doing the comparison or doing the starting 11.
History is irrelevant. Who you think is a better player right now?
I think the way that Jamie is doing it, he's doing it in the sense of like the classic thing. You're the manager. Tomorrow you've got one position. Who are you taking? Forget form. Who are you taking?
But that's all to do with form. That's all.
It
has to be. You can't separate it.
Anthony just came straight into our team. Anthony just came straight into our team and replaced Elanga simply because he knows Anthony's better than Elanga. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Martinez came straight into our team because he knows Martinez is better than whoever was playing before him. That's it. When you know someone is better than someone, you're going to pick the person over them. Doesn't matter. Forget form. Form is temporary, bro. If that's the case, and it's only going by form, that means that no one would ever get another chance unless they got injured. That's not how it works, bro. When your best player comes back, you play your best player, regardless.
That's why it is based on current form. Because if we look at the players that we picked for the starting 11, like we looked at how Arsenal were playing, how the chemistry they were doing, what they've been doing recently. Yeah.
You
If
can't
I
tell me
was to
Ben White
put,
was better than Dalot recently. You
if
can't
I
tell me that. You
if I
put
was,
Casemiro in there. You put Casemiro in there, and he hadn't even played properly.
That's true.
yeah,
Yeah, we did.
played.
Yeah.
When he came on, he oozed
Point. Yeah.
Bro, but
Champions
sorry,
League
lads.
success.
Nah, no worries,
I
man.
was trying to find my charger. But yeah, bro.
You know what? I think we need to revisit this, because I generally think if we each did like a combined Man United Arsenal team and you just left it to our own individual devices, I think we'd all have a different 11. Because I mean, I'm just thinking in my head, the way I'm judging it, I already know the team I'm picking. A lot of people will be like, "You're crazy," because I would probably pick Ramsdale and go right back. It's between Ben White or Dalot, one of them two. That position for me is still up in the air. Centre back, again, this then comes down to my personal preference. The other day I picked Varane, but now when I'm seeing how Martinez is playing, I love my ball playing centre back. So I'm thinking Saliba or Martinez, I kind of like that. So then left back, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of depends on who you want. Up front, I can't pick Ronaldo because I've been cussing him for a year. I think Ten Hag agrees with me.
That's just more constant criteria to me, like, because I guess we're all doing it with our own thoughts in mind.
Yeah,
if we
usually,
agree, a constant criteria. Yeah, go on.
Usually, sorry to interrupt you. I was just going to say, usually the way I do it, I usually do it similar to what Jamie does it, in terms of just, I'm a manager, I go on match tomorrow, do or die. I can only have one player in that position. That's usually, so that's when you kind of take everything in form, what you've done. It's a weird thing that you can't measure directly, but you're just picking that one man. So I get where Jamie's coming from, but I get what Rash is saying. How can you not include form into that? It's literally impossible.
Yeah, but this even in regards to the whole
Champions League, Varane and Madrid.
Even in regards to the whole who's got the best team kind of thing. Look, in reality, we do. When we say United have got a bad boy team or they've got a good team, we're doing it really off of the value of each player. Well, to me, when I say this is what I mean. I mean that you've probably got about, I don't know, let me just guess a number, 450 million worth of players on the pitch at any given time. Okay, out of your 11 players, that's how much the value of them they come to. So when I look at that and compare it to another team whose value comes to 55 million, I then say you have the better team. This 55 million player team should not be able to beat you or compete. So when they do, like Brentford did, then I'm gonna say raw. They smash a team that they shouldn't be smashing. Do you understand?
Okay,
that's what I mean when I say they're a better team.
I hear that, but bro, at the same time, if we're comparing Arsenal and Man United, you can't use that, because we all know Harry Maguire is not worth 70 million. Just like we all know that Pepe wasn't worth 70 million. So does that mean that Pepe is a better player than Antony or Sancho because he costs more, or that Nunes is better than Haaland because he costs more? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
No, because now you're right. Now it's about the deal. You're right. Now it's about the deal. But historically, when we talk about big clubs, big teams, we also talk about their value. Do you understand? And that's what I'm including it in. And for far too long, I've been judging it like that, saying, yeah, these guys are a big club because they've got X amount of money or their teams are valued at this. Maybe that's a deficiency in me, because that's how it's always been. Because we've been watching football since the late 80s to now. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So we know a big club. When we're talking about it, it's because they've made a lot of money. And the reason why is because they've won the league bare times. They've won the FA Cup bare times. They're in the Champions League. That's how they generated their money. Do you know what I mean? Not through owners. Now we've got owners who can come and splash the cash. Yeah, I guess the criteria has kind of changed in regards to that.
No, I definitely get that. It's like you associate how good the player is with their value that they were purchased for. Because back in the day, if a player purchased for hella money, 9 times out of 10 they were worth it, and they were top class. Whereas now, I mean, you're literally getting
Pepe. You're getting Pepe.
Oh, you buy a man for 50 million now. People are like, yeah, standard.
Because you
bro, Anthony Gordon, 60 million.
60 million for Anthony Gordon.
Crazy.
Exactly. Anthony Gordon probably just sums it up. Let me read out the comments before we wrap up. That was a mad debate, can't lie. Odegaard is better than De Bruyne according to their fans, so the league should be possible. You guys should have got
It is wild.
Tony. Yeah.
I am
We
mad
should
at
have.
that
We
one.
should have got Tony. I sent that from the beginning of summer.
Yeah, Rashford. Yeah, Rashford. To be fair, I think Jeff too. You both were on the early Tony one. Zinchenko perfect that inverted role. Now is the worst time to play Fulham. They will not be as good as they are now through the season. Very true. Ed saying yes, Jamie. Talk that talk. I remember Olo telling me Arsenal had the best player at each position, but they finished 7th. I think the 8th.
Oh, this is a few years ago or something.
Yeah. Arsenal have always had the best players, hence why they won the league in 17 plus years.
Why didn't you just say 18?
Yeah, it's just Ed. It's just Old Trafford, it's football heritage. Same performance at the Emirates, we would have beaten United 5-1. If it's on current form, Ronaldo can't be picked ahead of Jesus. Ben White ahead of Dallo, God forbid, what kind of Pogba curse. Val say, big up Val, by the way, the OG. Not been following United games, but Ben White has been solid for us defensively at right back.
That's a fact.
Are we debating who's worse? Nah, we debating who's better, bro. Don't worry.
So that's what it used to be.
Yeah. And last one, Falak saying, guys, before you go, please pray for the people who have lost their homes in Pakistan because of the floods and donate where you can. Please keep them in your prayers. Thank you. And yeah, perfect message to wrap up on 100%. Make sure if you don't know what's going on there, make sure to make yourself aware, do your research, and yeah, any way that you can, even just spreading the message is something. So yeah, big up Falak for that message. But yeah, guys, it's been 2 hours, so it's probably time to wrap up. We need to get some food, obviously. So big up Jamie for joining us. So very, very quickly before we wrap up, just super quick. What we usually do is we pick a man and fraud of the weekend. So Rash, I don't know if you want to go first. Who's your...
Gosh,
I can come back to you. I can come back to you, Rash.
Yeah, come back to me. Come back.
I'll start off. Man of the weekend. Let me think. I'm gonna go Graham Potter Brighton because they are 4th, 2 points off top. They sold their 2 best players in the summer, Basuma and Cucurella, and it looks like they've got better. So he's probably my man of the weekend. In terms of fraud of the weekend, should I give it to VAR? I might give it to VAR still. I mean, I was tempted to give it to Mendy because he's doing a madness at Chelsea, but he got away with that second one. I can't lie, so I can't give him fraud of the weekend. So yeah, I'll give VAR fraud of the weekend. I'll give VAR. I can't think of anyone else. All right, Jeff, who's ready? With a man.
I'm ready. I'll go. So my man of the weekend is not just because he had not about a great performance, but just Rashford, for simply because of everything he's been through, everything that everyone's been saying about him, and the fact that he's coming back to what we all knew he was and could be. Yeah. My fraud of the weekend, it's not just one person, it's entire team, entire club, it's Arsenal. Simply because the reason why I'm going to say fraud is because it's exactly what they are. Yeah. Everybody thought that they were title contenders. Everybody thought this was their big statement game. Everybody thought they could actually challenge. Even Arsenal fans actually thought that. And look what's going to happen. So yeah, fraud of the weekend definitely has to be Arsenal.
Fair enough. Can't argue with that.
I'd agree with Rashford as hero of the weekend, whatever you want to call it. Had a hard time for the past year, so yeah, 2 goals is good for him. Hopefully he can kick on. Hopefully that hamstring injury ain't too bad, or maybe I hope it's bad.
That's what I thought he was going to say first.
And yeah, for the weekend probably goes with VAR, man. It's like 2 weekends in a row of just complete chaos. So it's just gonna keep going, man.
Yeah, gonna keep going. And last but not least, Rash, what are you saying? Oh, actually, honorable mention for frauds of the weekend, Nottingham Forest.
Oh God!
Mate.
Don't even start. Don't even start.
They cost a lot of people a lot of money.
Bro, I had to cash out on them, bro.
That's what you get. That's what you get.
All right, Rash.
Yeah, no, I agree with both of you guys, man. Or should I say all of you? I think Graham Potter, for what he's doing over at Brighton, I think it's really been good. As you said, so 2 big players, and they look like they're still playing better than they were with him as well. So that's down to the manager. That goes to show that he can adapt to the situations that he's in. He's constantly changing his tactics against different teams throughout the game. Yeah, man, he's really done well. And obviously Rashford as well. It's not just been a hard year. It's been a hard few years. He hasn't been the player that everyone thought he could be, and a lot of people put him down, especially Arsenal fans, especially me. Yeah, I put him down a lot, and but at the same time, I want well for him. It's a weird thing. I also want well for him. I want him to do well and succeed. What he's doing outside of football has been brilliant, But for him to lose what he had on the pitch, for that, everyone just wants to see the best out of him. And yeah, I like the way his form's coming back up. Well done to Rashford. And I'll give the Fords to VAR as well.
Yeah.
Horrendous.
Yeah, they had a very, very bad weekend. The Newcastle goal, the Chelsea, the West Ham one disallowed. So they had a bad weekend. Val said Mendy, I'm guessing for fraud. And also Roma, good contender. Yeah, they got smoked. Amazing, 4-0. But yeah, listen, people, we still got 6 in the building. Big up every one of you, over 2 hours. So big everyone up. Make sure you smash a like on the video. If you're new to RBT, subscribe to the channel. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram. Big up Jamie for coming on. Knew it was going to be,
yes.
I knew it was going to be fire having you on. So, we definitely need to do another debate and follow it up because
it would have been better if we won. I'm not gonna lie, I would have had bare smoke, but I just can't say nothing. You know what I'm like? I would have had it for you, but
we need to do this again, man. We need to do this again, trust.
100%. Obviously, big up Rash and Jeff every time too, and obviously, last but not least, big up Jalil. You still influenced the show today, bro. And like I said, people, keep an eye out for tomorrow. The Jalil cooking. Brilliant session. You might be seeing it. But yeah, people, we're out. We're going to be back later this week. So take care and have a good evening. Peace and love. We out.
Oh, bloods, come on.
Peace.